Tavern. Drink responsibly, of course. Sponsored by Zulu Property Management. They expect you to be responsible partiers, whether it's tonight, tomorrow, or here at the racetrack. And now, here they come behind our Claremont Motorsport Park pace truck from McGee Auto in the 28. Leading them out, that's Jacob Scott out of Springfield. Next to him, it'll be Andrew Scott from Perkinsville. Steve Miller, senior, wrecked last night at Claremont, got up this morning and put the pieces together. There he is. Had to put a whole new front end on it, basically, but he's back and ready to go. That's Steve Miller, senior, out of Grantham. Starting in the 77, Roswell Mason out of Goshen, New Hampshire, and Matthew Winter filling in the 03, and he's filling in for Madison LeDuc, who is still recovering from a broken arm, I believe, broken hand, and he's already trying to go 3 wide. That's kind of the way he drove last night at Monadnock. And now I think they've got it squared away, because he is, in fact, the 5th starter in this 5-car, 8-lap qualifier, coming down, looking for Steve Grant's green. It's green. Here we go. Diving down into the corner, keeping it low is Scott up on the outside. The other Scott, Miller already up the 3rd. Winter slides up inside. Winter gets the inside groove and charges in on the brakes and runs Miller up the banking a little bit. Comes charging off the corner. Miller's coming right back for him. Meanwhile, Jacob Scott and Andrew Scott. And Miller gives Winter just a little, don't forget what happened last night and don't do it again. Coming up on him again one more time, sliding up on the backside. Comes off turn 4, lets it go. Now they run single file with Roswell trailing the field. Andrew Scott chasing Jacob Scott. Worked away off turn 4. Miller back on the Winter bumper. Looks inside. Winter getting a little loose in the corner. Miller not quite enough room to dive in there. Smoked the tires a little bit going off of turn 4. They'll come back to turn 3. A little push through the turn, sets him over a little bit out of the way, and then stays right there as they work into turn 1 again. 1 and 2. Here comes Winter right back at him. This is going to be going all night. Runs him up to the fence and charges down the backstretch. I think you'll see this happening in this qualifier and in the main event. Steve Miller Sr. is not somebody you mess around with. Slides into the corner, almost got up underneath him. 2 laps to go now in this 6-shooter qualifier. One more try coming into turn 4. Off the corner they go. 2 to go. Popsicle 6, wave at him. Winter and Miller. The Scots up front, Winter and Miller. Miller driving really well considering he rebuilt that car's front end this morning and then drove it to the track. White flag is out. One last chance to make a move. The Scott clan has it locked up 1st and 2nd. Miller got inside Winter again going into turn 3. It's going to be Winter pulling away pretty handily. Checkered flag is out for the Scots. Winter and Miller. And coming up to bring up the final part in the field, Roz Mason. And into the pits they go. You have to keep an eye on that clan. Fortunately, Steve Miller is parked over behind the backstretch grandstands, and Winter is parked down by the entrance to the track as they come down for the turn 1 entrance. The second roll coming out now. The last one in the Scott clan, Tyler. Tyler Scott out of Perkinsville sits on the pole in car 44. In 2, Steve Miller Jr., the Gangster of Love out of Grantham, sitting there in the 79, starting 2nd. Robert Shaw out of Perkinsville going in the 07S in 3rd starting spot. The 37 will be Trevor Young out of White River Junction. And in the 8, Ryan Upham from Bethel, Vermont. First time in a race car here at Monadnock. Check that, Claremont, sorry. Force of habit after a few decades. All right, so looks like we're missing no one. We've got Trevor Young, Robert Shaw, Steve Miller Jr., Tyler Scott, and Ryan Upham giving it a try for the first time. Steve Grand wants them to double up. They get the word from upstairs that that's what you need to do. Mr. Upham needs to hustle up a little bit to catch the rest of the field. Remember, this is all new to him. New car, new driver. New to six shooting, but you know what? Give him a couple of races and he'll have it down like everybody else does. Slowly working their way off of turn 2. Steve Grand ready to drop that green. It's Grand's green when they come off the corner. They move into the 603 All Metalworks and Collision start zone. They start. They're gone. Here's the green. Steve Miller Jr. on the outside, down on the low side on the inside, the 44 for Tyler Scott. They bunch it up going down into turn 3. Look at Shaw trying to find a way underneath. Scott's going to wash up a little bit. Not enough room. Almost put 3 of them a wide going into turn 1. Shaw gets underneath Miller. Scott Shaw, Miller Young, and Upham. 4-car. Quartet of competition out here with the 44 of Young. Shaw not afraid to get to victory lane. Steve Miller had some work to do on that car. The front end of that last night got all stove in and crunched up. Caused him a little bit of time on the track and not a very good finishing position. Shaw knocking on the back door of Scott. Here he comes, looks down, almost got a piece of that left rear. Can't move him out of the way. Tyler Scott still holding the line. Here's Shaw. He's got room. Dives into turn 3 on the gas, on the grass, and still in second. Going to try it again, going into 1. Scott drives in there, shuts the door on him. On the outside, it's Young trying to move up. Steve Miller just sitting back and waiting for something to happen. Here comes Shaw again. Down into turn 3. Shaw's there, side by side off of the corner with 2 laps to go. It's Robert Shaw, Tyler Scott, Steve Miller down inside. They bang together. Miller gets down on the dirt and doesn't gain ground, but Young does on the outside. Waiting for the white flag. Here they come. Robert Shaw leads them off 4. It's Shaw, Scott, Miller, Young. They tried to mix it up, but it didn't mix up well. Now it's just a matter of finishing the qualifier and moving on to the main event. Avery Insurance 6-shooters will be going 20 laps later on tonight. Here's your winner off the line. It's Robert Shaw, Tyler Scott, Steve Miller Jr., and Trevor Young. And for his first time in competition, crossing the line, Ryan Upham. He'll get the hang of it.
Yeah, Ryan will definitely get the hang of it. Not bad racing right there, Dave. Pretty good. I mean, they weren't shuffling around too much, but the top 4 cars, they are keeping it really close. Trevor Young, pretty quick on the outside. Sometimes that's not something that you see here with the 6-shooters here at Claremont. A fast car on the outside. He almost was able to pass that Mr. Miller. All right, here we go. Late models are out right now. Remember, this is the big night. This is the Tetro Memorial Race coming up a little bit later on tonight. 73 laps. First car out there is the number 45, the Massachusetts Missile, the Doug's Auto Body 45, J.D. Stockwell with a podium finish last night over at Monadnock. Following Mr. Stockwell, we have the number 29, followed by the 73. So it looks like we have a different lineup than what was provided to us here at the tower. So the 73 is Joe Tatro out of Enfield, Massachusetts. The 79 is Trevor Rock out of Enfield, New Hampshire. 55 is Justin Beecher out of Billerica, Massachusetts. Gets the award for traveling the farthest. And the number 55K is Cody Schoolcraft. He's in the orange 55. All right, lights are on the pace car here, the McGee Toyota pace car from McGee Toyota right down the road here in Claremont. And we'll be going racing next time by with the number 45, J.D. Stockwell, looking for the green flag from Mr. Grand. Here we go, it's in the air, and we're racing. Bunched up into turns 1 and 2. 79 keeping close with J.D. Stockwell. Coming down and a little bit bunched up again. The 55 making a race for it. The 55 right behind Stockwell. J.D. Stockwell leading them on lap number 2. Justin Beecher right behind. Joe Tatro in the 73 trying to make a move, looking for some room on the inside. That isn't there in 3 and 4. Stockwell, Beecher, and Tatro. Trevor Rock, Cody Schoolcraft, and Ryan Bell. J.D. Stockwell looking to keep the good vibes going from last night at Monadnock Speedway. Halfway through. Stockwell still out in front. Beecher trying to look for his closest opportunity. He's got to catch up to that 45 first. Hasn't been able to do it. The 55 of Justin Beecher now backs off on the backstretch, comes into 3 and 4 strong. Not enough. Single file racing for our 6 R.E. Hinckley Company late models tonight. Racing 73 laps. Later on this evening, this is heat race number 1. White flag is in the air for J.D. Stockwell. Let's see if we get shuffled up on the last lap. Tatro trying to make a move onto Stockwell's inside. The room's not there. Stockwell coming around turn number 4. He'll get the checkers. Tatro, Beecher, Cody Schoolcraft, Trevor Rock. I take that back. The number 11, Ryan Bell. So that is heat race number 1 of 3 here tonight at Claremont Motorsports Park. Heat race number 2. Coming out, the number 35, local favorites out of Croydon, New Hampshire in the Wilton Tire 35. That is Chris Lindquist. The number 91, Robert Hager out of Windsor, Vermont in the Hager's Painting Sunday Drive Cannabis late model. Following the number 91 as they almost come to a crawl here. That's the 81, Andrew Brusso out of Claremont, New Hampshire, taking the spot right in front of Hagar. The number 19, Aaron Thompson out of Alstead, New Hampshire. And then the number 85, who is showing up as Brian Roby on my track pass. But I believe that is Mr. Roby's other half. We'll have to inquire. Looking for the green flag. And it's in the air for Chris Lindquist. And the 81 of Brusso. Brusso on the inside, Lindquist on the outside, coming down the backstretch. Moving through for lap number 1. Kaylee Eastman in the 85. Coming up on the inside. Hagar is slow on the backside. We have confirmed it is Roby in the 85. That's Brian Roby in the 85X on the inside of Lindquist. Brusso out in front. Brusso continues to lead. Roby in the 85. He'll be racing a little bit later on tonight in the A-Stack Modifieds. Right now, turning some laps in the late models. He's got a busy afternoon and evening ahead of him. Brusso, Roby, and Lindquist. And then the 19. Four late models out there right now, competing for 8 laps in this heat race. Two to go for Brusso and Roby and Lindquist. White flag is in the air. Final lap for Mr. Brusso. He's run a good heat race. Coming into turn number 4 with Roby right behind. Brusso, Roby, Lindquist. And our 4th car. That's the number 19 of Jim Carley. So the 19 of Carley bringing up the rear there in our second heat race for tonight. Again, a little bit later on, 73 laps for the late models. Late models have been in action all over this weekend. Last night at Monadnock, tonight, and also tomorrow afternoon here at Claremont. David Thibodeau pilots the Nissan of Lebanon 88. David Thibodeau out of Heartland, Vermont in the 88. The number 4, Chris Riendo. One of our favorites here tonight from Wethersfield, Vermont in the number 4 VT. The number 33, Matt Sonhalter out of Randolph, Vermont in the WeBuyHouses.com late model. Another favorite, David Greenslit in the 20 out of the Vermont Cabinetry original Wheelman Harpoon late model. Look out for that 20. All right, we will be racing next time by. Oh, by the way, the 41 is Travis Sykes. I apologize. 41, late model, Travis Sykes. Lights are out, and Thibodeau will be looking for the green as they come into the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone. Green flag is in the air. Oh, Riendo, look out. Rienda with a great jump on the 88. Floors it down the back stretch into turns 3 and 4. Chris Rienda. And it looks as though David Greenslit isn't wasting any time either, as he's able to pass the 88. Rienda, Greenslit. And then the 33 of Sonhalter is on the inside of David Thibodeau. Now on the outside of Thibodeau, Sonhalter right on Thibodeau's fender coming out of turn number 4. Into 1 and 2. He's using that mid-track line. Meanwhile, Rienda and Greenslit out in front. Chris Rienda and the 4VT team working hard earlier this afternoon during practice, putting in some good lap times. Can Sonhalter make the pass this time by? That'll be no as he comes down the back stretch. It will be 2 to go, this time by for Rienda. Sonhalter still trying to work the outside on Thibodeau. Greenslit trying to give Rienda a run for his money as they come into 3 and 4. Steve Grant has the white flag in the air. Chris Rienda, Dave Greenslit, Thibodeau, and Sonhalter. Sonhalter right on Thibodeau's bumper again as we head towards the front. Rienda, Chris Rienda, Dave Greenslit, 1 and 2. Oh! That's a photo finish for 3 and 4, Dave. Definitely between Thibodeau and Sonhalter.
Well, computer says that the third place car was in fact the 33.
Matt
Made it in
Sonhalter,
there
yep. Able to...
by a whisker.
Yeah, a whisker, which would be 4/100ths of a second, by the way. All right, it's the Brody Ledoux Outlaws now coming out on the track.
All right, Brody Ledoux, State Farm Outlaws on the track for tonight's main event coming up. When they go to green for the feature, it'll be 25 in the 60. Going to try it again this week. Tom Smithers coming to here out of upstate New Hampshire. Blew up last time here, first time over on this side of the state. Starting in the 10, that'll be Steve Bly out of Windsor, the JB Electric entry. Starting right behind him in the 8, Guy Caron out of Leominster. Guy Caron, pretty good run the last time we did this. We're only 2 of the finish, Guy Caron and Aaron Fellows. Starting in the 5, that looks like that will be David Lescord, unless the schedule's changed, out of Ascutney, Vermont. Starting in the 29, that will be Aaron Fellows Jr. out of Croydon. Ryan Bell is in the 5 tonight. Ryan Bell. Eight laps of qualifying for the Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws. Pace cars in the on pit road. They move into the 603 Metalworks starting zone, slipping and sliding. Steve Bly hammers it, got a little sideways coming off the corner, gets around Smithers quickly. He moves into the top. Smithers running second up on the outside. Here comes, whoa, look out. Guy Caron moves into second spot. Smithers third. Into 3, Max. Which 3 is that one? The 3 New Hampshire of Jeff Murray moves into third. Here comes Karen. Dives inside of Bly. Karen Bly and Murray. Smithers. Ryan Bell. Aaron Fellows Jr. And the 3X of Max Bergstrom. Boy, they are flying now as they've got it wound up and we hit the halfway mark. Karen, Bly and Murray, Smithers and Bell. Working lap 4. Guy Karen showing him, are you going to be the guy to try to run down here? Karen way out in front of the 10 car of Steve Bly. Murray going third. Fourth for Smithers. Quickly moving up now, Aaron Fellows Jr. Problems on the 5 for Ryan Bell. He's slowing down and looking toward pit road with a lap to go. Heads up pit road to win. Let's see who gets it. Should be an easy one to check out. Checkered flag for Guy Karen. Steve Bly. Jeff Murray. Tommy Smithers stays in 4th. Aaron Fellows Jr. collects the 5th stop, and Max Bergstrom survives to finish in the final spot in this round.
Well, once again, the Guy Karen show here at Claremont Motorsports Park. He's got that Outlaw dialed in, running really, really well. Heat race number 2 coming out right now.
On the track, starting right off, Tyler Lescord out of Ascutney in the 15. The other 15 is the 15 Mass. The veteran driver, I think we figured 40 years behind the wheel, at least from Gardner, Massachusetts, John Meany. The 00, Ben Poland out of Charlestown. And the 99 is Dustin Lesakis. Dustin Lesakis from Claremont will round out this one, and the 32 catching up to the rest of the field. That'll be Travis Class out of Claremont. Watching the 02 roll out, Greg Belisle out of Claremont, New Hampshire, and in the 03 rolling onto the track, that should be Corey Bly out of Charlestown. And it is.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how long the 00 holds back when the green flag flies. Mr. Meany and Mr. Lescord know that Ben Poland's right behind them, and Ben has been known to make a move right at the green flag. Go and dive towards the inside in turn number 1. Will he do it to begin this heat race? We're going to find out in just a couple of moments.
Pace car heads for the pits. Lescord and Meany into the restart zone. Green is out. Here they come. John Meany pushing that car hard. Lescord on the inside. They bang together coming off of 4. Straighten it out. There's Ben Poland moving into second. Poland's got the low side underneath Meany. Coming off turn 4. Looks to the inside. Lescord beats him to the line, but stuck on the outside. Poland goes through. Meany sees a chance to move up. Pounds hard on that old crate motor. Not able to do it. It's Poland, Lescord, and Meany. The 03 for Corey Bly moves into 4th. Meany now challenging Lescord for 2nd. He's got that spot. Meany, Lescord. Corey Bly running 3rd. The 99 moving up, piloted by Dustin Lesakis. Everybody else is going to have to hustle. Dragging a little bit going into the corner. The 32 of Travis Class may have a little problem there. Ben Poland says, I'm going to win this one, and I'm going to start by taking away the heat from everybody. John Meany running second. Tyler Lesgord running third. Here's a battle for fourth. Travis Class gets inside the 03 of Corey Bly in turn 4. Can he make it stick down the front chute? He does. Car finally starts to come to him. He's dragging a little bit going into the corner when the car settles, but he's running okay in fourth. White flag now. Poland, Meany, Lescord, Class. The 99 moving up. Lasakis getting that last spot if he can. Here they come. Poland takes the win. Meany second, third to Lescord, fourth to Class, and fifth coming out of the pack, Lasakis takes the fifth spot. The rest of the field rounding it out, and that should be their round of qualifying for tonight's 25-lap main event.
Well, Ben Poland didn't make that pass right at the green flag. He waited a lap or two, but had that opportunity to pass on the inside because both 15s, Dave, beat and banging each other there, Mr. Lescord and also Mr. Meany. So we'll see what ends up happening a little bit later on between those two outlaws. We still have modifieds to go, and we also have pure stocks to go when it comes to heat races here. Excuse me. Yep, pure stocks and modifieds are left on the list as we await the commands from the tower. We got some doings happening here at the tower, so in the meantime, I want to take a quick break. We have great concessions here at Claremont Motorsports Park. If you're of age, you head to the Azulo Turn 2 Tavern for a cold beverage. Again, this is day number 1 of 2. 2 races this weekend, Labor Day weekend at Claremont Motorsports Park. Tomorrow, we'll be back in action with the 6-shooters. In fact, there's a lot of teams that are just parking their trailers here tonight and leaving them there because we're going to be right back at it tomorrow afternoon here at Claremont with the 6-shooters, pure stocks, late models, outlaws, and also modifieds. And then the big chicken barbecue. The big chicken barbecue that will happen on the midway. That's coming up tomorrow. So skip breakfast and enjoy the chicken here tomorrow afternoon, a traditional Labor Day chicken barbecue. Looking over towards the pits, we have some modifieds that are starting to line up. We're doing a computer changeover here in the tower, so the tower leads the way when it comes to the lineups for these heat races, and that information gets transmitted over to the pit area. So as soon as we get straightened up over here, they'll be straightened out in the pit area, and we'll be able to continue our heat races for both the modifieds and the pure stocks.
Well, you all can see down into the pits and see that we're getting our modifieds lined up. They will be time trialing for starting positions, time trialing and invert and handicap and all the technical stuff that gets this lineup set for tonight's feature of 8s coming on later, which will be 30 laps for the Aztec Tire and Auto modifieds. Should be a moment. Appears that we still have pure stocks to go. We haven't gotten them into the system just yet, but working on that. Hey, don't forget, if you have occasion to not make it to the races, you can always watch it on Nestra Vision, NHSTRA Vision. You can go right to the Nestra website and get all the details, get signed up, and if you have to leave early, you can go home and turn the TV on and watch the end of the races, or if you're tied up tomorrow, you can still enjoy us, see what's going on. We've got more stuff coming up before the season's over. Regular season race on the 22nd. There's racing course going on next week. I think that's on Flow Vision at Monadnock for the Wayland Modifieds and the crowning of the Granite State champion in the Wayland Tour. Following week is the last race for Monadnock on the 16th. Here we go. First one on the clock in the 8. That'll be Ryan Bell on the track in the 8 for the Aztec Modifieds. Ryan Bell had to get in his car. He'd already run a race. He's on the clock. Here's the green flag. Lap 1 underway for Ryan Bell into turn 2. Oh, that one won't count. Got to get it fired up and roll it back. I don't think Brian even had a chance to get out here and practice, because we did not have him on our lineup when we left the pits at about 5 o'clock. Is he going to give it a shot or take it into the pits? He's going to take it into the pits, so no first lap, no second lap for Ryan Bell. Pretty sure, am I right, Kevin? We did not see him in the pits during practice time.
No, I think he arrived a little bit later than desired, and that might have been a direct result right there. But we'll see. Currently, he is on the pole, as our friend says here up in the
Okay, here we go. Let's bring out the 33 this time. That'll be Brian Morway out of Charlestown, the Morway's Auto Salvage Machine. Brian Morway getting a warm-up lap in here. Get those tires heated up. Now he gets it squared away, comes down off of turn 4, looks for Steve Grand's green, and here we go. Powers it into turn 1, drops it low in turn 2 off the backstretch out near the wall. Thunders down into turns 3 and 4. He's got to get a low and out of 4, coming out a little high. That's going to scrub off speed. First lap, 15.229. Second lap could be better. Checkered flag waves. Here he comes. 14.632. Picked up plenty on that one.
Almost a full second better there for Mr. Morway's second lap.
The Triton Automotive modified for Tyler Leary out of Hatfield, Massachusetts. Tyler Leary getting it heated up. Made another podium appearance last night at Monadnock. See what he does here tonight. Swings off turn 4 for the green. Eases it through turn 2. Nice smooth laps. What makes the difference? Here he comes. First lap. 14.364. Can he pick it up in the second lap? 14.364. Can he beat it? Out to the wall. 14.189. Obviously, that puts him on the top of the heap. Working his tires to get some heat built into him. That's Jeremy Zulo out of Claremont, the Springfield paving entry. Zulo got his own way of heating the tires up. Here he comes. Got it the way he wants it. Mashes the gas, gets the green. Lap 1. Eases off a little bit out of 2. Little sputter coming off of 4. First lap. Well, it puts him in 3rd spot with no time. Let's see if we pick up a time this one round. 14:137. Wow.
So that's a-
14:137 moves him up a notch. Okay, on the track now in the 4 out of a Scotney. This will be Joey Jarvis. Joey's kind of making the rounds of Mr. Modifieds and some of the tour events. Says he's going to finish out the season probably down at Monadnock on the 16th. On the clock now, Joey Jarvis. Smoothly through 4 for 1 lap. 4th fastest, doesn't show on the clock. Little break on there, then back on the gas. 14:089. So 2nd lap was certainly better. Last night's winner at Monadnock, leading points down there. Rolling out from Granby, Massachusetts, the Jeans Ford and Chevy entry for Nate Wenzel. Wenzel, here he comes. Under the green conditions, Nate Wenzel. See if we can get a time on the 1st lap. Lap 1. Makes him 5th fastest with it. You can watch the clock. Will he get a good time? Lap number 2. Clicks it off. 13:884. New entry. That's a Louis Rivera machine. The driver out of Claremont. Hayden Grenier in the 5H. Hayden Grenier eases off for turn 2. It's only about his 2nd week in a modified. Not enough to get him into the top 5 on the 1st lap. Lap number 2. 13:986. Not bad for 2nd fastest time. 13:986 for Hayden Grenier. Now here comes Mike Smith in the 27. Smith racing out of Sunapee, New Hampshire. Here he comes. He eases himself into turn 4 and on the gas again. Not enough to move him into the top 5 on that 1st lap. Gets us set up for 3, gets in a little deep, comes down all low off of 4. And a 14:321. 14:321 2nd lap for Mike Smith. Rolling down out of the pits now in the 29. In the New Hampshire lottery entry from Croydon, this is Aaron Fellows, Sr. Aaron Fellows on the gas to get his first lap started. If anybody knows how to get around this racetrack fast, it's going to be Aaron Fellows. Powers it down into 3 and 4, barely lifts and comes off the corner. First lap, not enough to pop the top 5. Let's see what he does with lap 2. Fellows out to the wall across the stripe, 13.827. Aaron Fellows, looks like that put him on the top. That's a 29, not a 9 up there in case you're looking. Okay. He's been around. Let's see what he can do. Out of Sunapee, here comes Brian Roby. Roby on the clock. Can he tick off a top spot? Late on the gas. First lap, 13.955. Second lap, can he crack a low number? 13.979. No. 979. 2 very consistent laps, but actually a little slower on the second one. That's unusual.
Yeah, very unusual. Mr. Roby pulling double duty here tonight at Claremont. Also going to be a part of our 73-lap feature coming up in just a bit for the late models. If you're wondering who has the fastest lap here on a crate modified, that would be Mr. Todd Patnode of Swansea, New Hampshire. Turned to 13.564. I believe that was 2 years ago here at Claremont.
Well, 13.564. We've got him unless there's one more waiting to come out. Looks like we'll be switching the clock over for one more round of qualifying for the Pure Stocks. So we'll nail down the lineup for the modifieds for their 30-lap modified event. Here are the Pure Stocks.
Here we go with the Pure Stocks here tonight. This is heat number 1 of 2. Bringing them out, Zachary Cooper, Heartland, Vermont. Zachary Cooper in the black, number 76. Right behind him, last year's champion here, Chris Chambers, the 20 VT, Chelsea, Vermont, in the K&R Rentals Pure Stock. Aiden White is in the number 5 here tonight. It says Aiden White. Yep, and he's in the 5W. Colton Martin, we were mentioning this earlier. Different car for Colton Martin tonight. Got to get used to that red number 4. Colton Martin out of Claremont, New Hampshire in the 603 Metalworks and Collision State Farm Pure Stock. 76 is Chris Conroy. 78 is Chris Conroy out of Newport, New Hampshire in the Lockwood Enterprises Hopkins Hardwood Pure Stock. Keegan Tabor is in the 74. Mark Reed is in the 12. And Ben Bushy, who raced earlier today at Thunder Road, made the trip down here to Claremont. His second race at a different racetrack here at Claremont. Ben Bushy in the 07. Lights are out as they enter the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone. Green flag is in the air. And Chris Chambers heads out front, going into 1 and 2. The 76 of Zachary Cooper having all kinds of problems. He has already shuffled all the way back to the end. Aiden White takes a spot right behind Chambers, and then Colton Martin in the 4. Chambers, Aiden White, and Martin into 3 and 4. as we're racing on lap number 2. Colton Martin to the inside of White. Right behind him is the 74 of Keegan Taylor. Keegan Tabor in the 74. Filling up Colton Martin's rearview mirror right now. Now Colton Martin getting a little bit closer to White as Chris Chambers is taken off. Tabor now to the inside of Martin. Martin to the inside of White. Tabor to the outside of Martin, unable to hold on. We'll have to settle back in. The battle right now is for second, third, and fourth as Chambers is way out in front. When Chambers crosses the start-finish line, it'll be 2 to go. Colton Martin gets to the inside of White. Makes the move, and it looks like it's going to be successful on the back stretch as they come into 3 and 4. Can he take Tabor with him? White flag is in the air for Chambers. Chambers down the back stretch. Martin following behind. And Keegan Tabor now in third. Coming to the start-finish line. Chambers with the checkers. Martin, Tabor, and White. And then the 78 of Chris Conroy. And Ben Bushy in the 07. The 12 of Mark Reed also involved. And there's your first heat race for the Pure Stocks. The LaValle Building Supply Pure Stocks here at Claremont. Coming out for heat number 2. Gage Dillingham is in the 41 tonight. Gage Dillingham, followed by the 1NH of Carlos Grenier in the Black River Produce 1NH, the number 43, piloted by Chris Bingham. He's in the orange 43. Coming up next on our list is supposed to be Sean Lantis. There he is. There's Sean. Come on over here, Sean. Take your spot in front of Andrea St. Amour in the 20. Jim Rhodes, I'm from Springfield, New Hampshire, not Springfield, Vermont, is in the 38. Nick Shepard is in the 43S. And Cody Sabins joins us tonight. A late entry to the pits, but always a favorite here at Claremont in that Acura. They'll go for 8 laps. Lights are out on the pace car. The McGee Toyota Camry as it exits to the pits. Green flag. Grenier on the inside of Dillingham. Dillingham able to hold on. Down the back stretch and into 3 and 4. Grenier settling in behind Dillingham. Oh, and he's right there too. He is right there waiting to make the move. Chris Bingham in the 43 with a burst of speed into 3 and 4 as he takes the 5 with him. The 20, Andrea St. Amour. A lot of success for the young driver as of late as she pulls ahead of the 43 into 3 and 4. She's in third place. And we're door to door with Carlos Grenier and Gage Dillingham. Grenier able to take the top spot coming out of turn number 2. Grenier in the 1X. Comes around 3 and 4. Dillingham is in second. Andrea St. Amour is in third. Four laps in for an 8-lap heat race. Andrea St. Amour in her Nissan, trying to make the pass on the inside. Oh, look out, here comes Cody Sabins. Snuck up on me, that's for sure. Now he's sneaking up on Andrea St. Amour on the outside. Cody Sabins in the 36, he's passing the field on the outside. Cody Sabins has now a roadblock in his path with Gage Dillingham. Is Sabins going to be able to pass on the outside this time? St. Amour able to catch up. Cody Sabins now in a bit of trouble. He's in a boxed position. Here comes Grenier, grabbing the checkers. The 41 of Dillingham, Sabins and St. Amour, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 43 of Nicholas Shepard with a respectable 5th place finish here tonight in the heat race. So Cody Sabins was our second driver today to compete earlier this afternoon to the north at Thunder Road, and then get on the highway, come south, and join us for racing here tonight at Claremont. So that's why we didn't see Cody Sabins in the pits earlier, and super psyched that he was able to make it here for racing tonight at Claremont. Night number one of 2 races.
Ben Bushy beat him down.
Yeah, Ben, I don't know. maybe Cody was on the podium or something like that, and that held him up.
Yeah, because he was. He got a second from what we hear from.
All right, so that's why Bushy beat him. Sure.
So he's looking for another second or first here tonight when our Pure Stock main event comes along for the for the La Valley Pure Stocks 25 lapper when they get to green.
You want to cool off? We have the Kona ice truck here on the premises, which is parked right next to the barbecue pit I noticed earlier. So the barbecue pit that will be cooking the chicken tomorrow on Labor Day Monday is in place and ready to go, Dave.
In place, and that means that Team Grenier will be doing some fancy cooking here, and they'll be in here early in the morning to get that all set up and have it ready for you when you get here for lunchtime. Noon is our start. Actually, I guess technically 12:15. Gives you a little extra time to get out of church or get out of the house and get over here for the races. Full program just like we have tonight. All of these drivers and perhaps some others, hopefully all of them plus some others, will be back for the afternoon event tomorrow. Get you out of here in time to get home and rest up and head off for work or the first day of school on Tuesday, or the third day of school, maybe.
Just a reminder that if you can't make it here tomorrow, the entire event is streamed online, and Mark and his great crew do an excellent job at Nostravision. It's nostravision.com, NHSTRA vision.com. You can catch all the races there and more, all the action from the local tracks that's featured right there. And if you want to go back and see a race too, all the races are stored, so you can always access races from earlier in the season.
Which means when someone comes home to you and you didn't go to the races or watch Nostravision and say, you know what those guys did in turn 4 during that feature event, I'm sick of that. You can go bring that one show up, watch the race, and draw your own judgment.
That's true.
Because sometimes it's not quite what people see if they're at the track. Yeah. All right. Okay, so as you came in tonight, and I would assume this would be a youngster who signed up, you got a blue raffle ticket for a bike. We have one bike to give away. What kind is it, Art? A little bike. Okay. The brand is a little bike. It's right up by the souvenir stand if you want to see what it is that you're going to win. If you have your ticket, get your ticket out. If you got a chance to get a ticket, we've drawn the number, and this is the number for a bike to ride to school. 033 200 033 200. You've just won a bike. You've just won a bike. We'll hold on to this ticket for a bit. If no one comes to claim the bike, then guess what? We'll draw another one. So go get your bike. It's right up by the souvenir stand. Check in with the folks there and say, here's my ticket, I won.
Dave, I think we got a winner over here. Here we are. Well, let's confirm the ticket first. They match up. And we have two people here ready to claim the bicycle. There's a conversation that's happening. You're going to take it? All right, can I get your first name?
Eva,
Eva, and what town do you live in?
Windsor.
Windsor. All right, where are you going to ride this bike? Where are you going to go to?
I'm giving it to my cousin.
Oh, hey, Eva's going to give it to her cousin. How about that? Nice sound for Eva. She gets the Huffy bike and lucky cousin. What's your cousin's name?
Jace.
All right, Jace is going to be so excited. Thanks for coming to Claremont tonight. You enjoying the racing so far?
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite driver?
No.
Not a favorite, not one. How about you? Do you have a favorite driver?
Yeah.
Oh, what's your name?
Allie.
Allie. Do you have a favorite country star?
Morgan Wallen.
I asked because you're wearing a Morgan Wallen shirt. All right, very good. Enjoy the races here tonight at Claremont. All right, Dave, back to you.
Okay, just on our pause here, congratulations, kids. Always nice to come to the races and get something extra out of the evening, something to talk about. Probably remember when you're 50 years old. You remember when we went to the races in 2023 and I drew a winning ticket and gave it to my cousin? Memories like that. I don't remember anything from going to the races, and I used to as a kid. It was easy. Bike ride half a mile from my house to West Brattleboro. There may be three of you who remember where West Brattleboro is. And if you want to know and you go to Brattleboro and West Brattleboro, it's the racetrack is now filled with RVs as part of an RV service center over there. Frequently floods when the brook behind it gets overflowing. There used to be a pond in the infield. The guy come off turn two and get in trouble and go inside. He hit a dirt bank and then launched himself into the pond. You don't see that anymore. Well, you would have seen it at Monadnock a while ago because they had 6 feet of water in the infield back in July. 6 shooters, I believe, are getting themselves lined up now and getting set to go. Once they're set to go, we'll turn that race over to Steve Grand. If you're planning ahead for the rest of the racing season, there's probably a lot of conflicts coming up now with the racing season and school and weekend sports. We hope you can find time to make it here to the oval here at Claremont. But we'll be back on Friday night, the 22nd, for racing competition. Next week, here on the west coast of New Hampshire, Monadnock will be hosting the JDV production of the Wayland Tour plus the regular support divisions. The following week is the 9th, 16th of September. That will be championship night at Monadnock, and that'll include all the divisions that race, going for the championship or the final chance to move up the standings. That'll also include the spectator race and the big wheels race, always a part of the final race of the year. I think the Pro 4s will be there too. That'll be it for Claremont. The following week, plus I think some coming up in October rather. Across the state, there'll still be some action at Lee USA and Hudson International Speedways. So keep yourself tuned to the Nestra website and keep watching the Facebook pages of your favorite racetrack to see what is the next race for you to enjoy here. Boy, as the season winds down, before we dig out the snowmobiles and snowblowers,
All right, here we go. 6 shooters are out. Leading them down, the number 07, that's Robert Shaw, Perkinsville, Vermont. In the Phase Wrecker Services 07 6-shooter. Behind him, it's Steve Miller Jr., Gangster of Love. His nickname, if you haven't heard, I'm pretty sure everyone has. Steve Miller Jr. out of Grantham, New Hampshire. Following Steve Miller Jr. is his dad, the Space Cowboy, who had a difficult night last night over at Monadnock, but back and racing here. We didn't ask them if they got any sleep over at the Miller camp last night because there was definitely some repairs that needed to be done.
I did ask him, as a matter of fact, and they basically had to replace most of the front part of the car, new sheet metal, or straighten the old sheet metal, radiator, everything got banged up. I'm amazed they got it done. I asked him if he stayed up all night. He said, no, I knew what I had to do. As I got up this morning and worked on it till we came to the track.
There you go, a day dedicated to racing, another one. And the number 28 is Jacob Scott out of Springfield, Vermont, in the Phase Wrecker Service 6-shooter. Tyler Scott is in the 44. Andrew Scott is in the 13. Trevor Young is in the 37. The 77 is Roswell Mason Jr. Matthew Winter, otherwise known as Wonder Woman, is in the 03W. And Ryan Upton, in his first race as a 6-shooter driver here at Claremont, getting ready for lap number 1 of 20 as they head to the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone. The green flag is in the air, and the Miller gets the big jump. Steve Miller Jr. Oh, a lot of pushing happening here between Steve Miller Jr. and the rest of the field, but they're all able to continue into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, look out! Steve Miller Jr. just pile driving right into the 03 of Andrew Scott. That's not exactly the way we want to begin the race. Dad is out in front, and the boy is in the back of the field, really making himself known. Meanwhile, Robert Shaw is out in front. Robert Shaw has seen victory lane here at Claremont Motorsports Park earlier this season. Steve Miller Jr. in second place. Tyler Scott is in third. All right, we're 3 laps in out of 20. Steve Miller Sr. slow on the back stretch, exiting. He's going to call it a night after a wicked move coming out of turn number 4. Shaw is out in front. Miller Jr., Tyler Scott still in third. The rest of the field, the 28 of Jacob Scott, Andrew Scott in the 13, Trevor Young with a victory here at Claremont Motorsports Park in the number 37. The 03 of Matthew Winter, who was on the receiving end of all that fun, is far back in the field. Also slow is the 77 of Ryan Mason Jr. and our rookie tonight, who is Ryan Upham. And Steve Grand's going to tell the two drivers in the back of the field to get to the inside because the leaders are coming. Robert Shaw coming down the backstretch with Miller Jr. right behind. Gangster of Love trying to get some sort of speed and catch up to Shaw. Right now, Miller Jr. is way out in front of Tyler Scott. Battle between 1 and 2 here, Shaw and Miller. Close battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th between two Scotts and a Young.
Looks like Young is trying to work his way through the Scots and move up into the 4th spot. He's managed to get by 2 of them. He's got to chase down the 4th position car, the 44 of Tyler Scott. The rest of them have checked out. Robert Shaw is checked out. Trouble
We have
up
a big
there.
problem here.
Traffic getting in everybody's way and still in everybody's way. The 77 and the 8. 77's been around and probably should know better. The 8 just probably not quite sure what to do yet. They get down out of the way as the rest of the field goes by. Leaders across the stripe to complete lap 3. 13 that is. The 44 getting closed in now by Trevor Young. The 44 of Tyler Scott's 3rd spot is in jeopardy. That's the battle. Well, maybe not. Steve Miller Jr. is starting to put a little pressure on Robert Shaw here with 6 to go. Diving down into turn 4, coming down here to complete 15 out of 20. And it's Robert Shaw and Steve Miller Jr. Tyler Scott getting dogged now by Trevor Young. I mean, bumper kissing going down the front chute. Young trying to set the car up to drive underneath him on the backstretch. Bobbled a little bit, couldn't make it. Meanwhile, the other 2 Scots are fighting with each other for 5th place. And the 13 of Andrew moves up a notch. On the backstretch, Steve Miller not able to get a pass made with the slower car of Roz Mason there. Robert Shaw and Steve Miller Jr. Steve Miller trying to set the car up to go. The battle still, this time, will be the 37 and the 44. 37 could make it. Here he comes. Squeezes out down on the inside. Working his way into turn 4 as he got to position. Will they make contact? Yes, you saw that coming. The 44 stays on the gas. The 37 slides up with 2 laps to go, but he slows down, and here comes the 13 of Andrew Scott. He wants 3rd spot. There's your leaders, 07 and 79 on the last lap. Here comes the 44, nails the 37, and they take out the innocent of the number 28. Unnecessary contact as the leaders come across with a lap left in the event, and we go to yellow. That probably was not fun. The poor guy that came up on the short end of that stick was the 28 of Jacob Scott. His tire is ripped right off, and all he was trying to do was stay out of the way when the 44 behaved somewhat childishly and slammed into the 37, who did actually get him turned a little bit. So they bring him down here. Yellow checkers.
Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, into victory lane. Robert Shaw, another win here. Gets a big photo. Astrovision right here in winner's victory lane as well. Big gulp of water. Here he is, coming out. Robert Shaw ran a wicked strong race. He says, one moment. Here we are, Robert Shaw. Hey, man.
Hey.
We've been here before, haven't we?
More than I had anticipated this year.
Yeah, well, another strong race, another real strong 20 laps.
I'm telling you, I told you last time, I'm done. I'm all done with the nonsense. I'm done playing around. If you won't bring it, you better bring it all, because I did.
Well, to stay out of the nonsense, you got to stay up front, and that's what you did.
Yeah, I'm not playing around with all that nonsense. So I got to thank the wife. I got to thank the friends. I got to thank my boss. Just thank you guys. I mean, this is great. I love it.
All right. Thanking all those people, and this is not a bad way to celebrate Labor Day weekend.
No, and not to toot the horn, but today's my birthday.
Hey, Robert Shaw's birthday, ladies and gentlemen. Happy birthday, man. Winning on your birthday, that's something special.
Yeah, I almost weren't going to show up today because I just shouldn't have rolled out of bed the way things unraveled this morning. But a rented transponder and a borrowed helmet, I'm here.
There you go, Robert Shaw. He's here celebrating his birthday in Victory Lane. Nice job, buddy. Come on over, Mr. Miller. Steve Miller Jr. How are you, man?
No, we're not bad. I'm glad to get up here after last night. Me and my dad both got wrecked at Monadnock. But, it's all right. I'm just happy to be in Victory Lane again. It's where I belong.
Yeah, you're having a super strong season, too.
Yeah, it hasn't been bad. Unfortunately, with the wreck last night, we're kind of out of the points at Monadnock. But, everywhere else we've been doing good. I just added to my points lead here, which is great. So hopefully we'll get that championship. I got to thank Lynn Etna Farm, Smoking Hogs, Fired Up Pizza, CNR Service Center, Judd's Automotive, my wonderful mother over there, and my buddy Will for towing the car tonight, and just anybody else that I'm forgetting.
It's been a long weekend already. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon.
You sure will. Hopefully back here.
There you go. Gangster of Love will be here tomorrow afternoon. Mr. Scott, come on over, man. Andrew, podium finish. Nice job.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
I bet it was. Tell me about it.
Well, the car was pretty tight. It got a little bit looser in the feature. My car didn't run for the practices, so I had absolutely no laps until the heat race. But we got it running again, and it worked good. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Phase Wrecker, JC's Market and Deli, CMO Property Management, Hayden's Construction, Perkinsville Maple Products, and DNR Logging, and White's Rentals, and the fans for coming out.
Absolutely. A lot of fans will be here tomorrow afternoon. We hope to see you too.
Thank you.
All right, we'll just say thank you. Mr. Scott, nice job. And we'll be back. We've got Pure Stocks coming up next here at Claremont Motorsports Park.
then hustling back down I-89 to get to Claremont. I hope they used 91 at the same time, and I'm certain they were not exceeding the speed limit to get here to race. After all, the only place you exceed the speed limit is here. Hey, a quick reminder, by the way, while you're taking your breaks, we've been reminded that there are rules about smoking in the bathrooms here. No smoking in the bathrooms and no vaping in the bathrooms or any other smoke-producing substances, which you should not be using anyway. Just as a courtesy to those who don't smoke and don't need to have that in the atmosphere. Down on the southern corner of the state, we ask people to go out into the concourse area to enjoy their favorite tobacco beverage, so to speak. Same should apply here. We have a set of keys have been returned to us here. Whereabouts where they were found, we don't know, but check your pockets. I do not know that. I'm not familiar with this style of key. Oh, looks like a Chevy. All right, so that narrows it down. If you own a Chevy and your keys are missing, check your pockets. Looks like a car key and a house key, maybe. We'll have them here somewhere. If not, I'll go through and push the panic button when we go home, and the one that lights up will be the one that I will take home.
They found it up on the hill by the ice truck.
Keys were found up near the ice truck up on the hill behind us. So if you were in that area, that's probably yours. Check your pockets and pocketbooks, or whatever it is you carry all your extra stuff in. Hey, don't forget to grab your raffle ticket. Nicole's making the rounds still. She's twisted our arm. She's asked us to buy a ticket up here, so join the gang. It's down there in the middle, underneath the tower here. And here they come, Pure Stocks rolling onto the track. So Pure Stocks rolling out for tonight's 25-lap main event. Okay, Gage Dillingham will lead them off in the 41. Gage driving out of Windsor, Vermont. The GHM parts machine behind him in the 20. That'll be Chris Chambers, champion here. Chambers out of Chelsea, Vermont in the K&R Reynolds machine. Starting next on the grid, looking for a win tonight, Carlos Grenier out of Claremont, New Hampshire in the 1 New Hampshire. Starting with him will be the 5 of Alden White. Alden White in the 5. Next on the grid will be the red number 4 for Colton Martin from Claremont here. Colton having a good year but had trouble with his car last night. Borrowed a car that was originally loaned to Madison Cousineau, which was originally driven by Colton Hull. So it's still Colton's car, basically. Next on the grid will be Andrea St. Amour. She had some bad luck last night at Claremont, but got the car put back together again, also from Chelsea, from Vermont. Keegan Tabor starts in the 74. Keegan driving out of Randolph, Vermont. Next to him, it'll be Cody Sabins in the 36. Cody Sabins driving down from Thunder Road after finishing second up there. Next on the grid, Zachary Cooper in the 76. The 43 of Chris Bingham. The 8 of Sean Lantis. The 38. 78 will be Chris Conroy. Jim Rhodes in the 38. Mark Reed in the 12. The 43S is Nicholas Shepard. Going to get one more lap in here before we drop green on this 25-lap Pure Stock main event. We get the double up for good sign. Caution lights are out. Pace car is pulling away from the field. Let's see if he ducks off into the pits. There he goes. We're ready to turn it loose. They come into turn 4, approaching the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone. Looking for the start. Here's Steve Grand. Steve Grand's green. Go! Dillingham leads him into turn 2. Down the backstretch. Carlos Grenier on the inside. Chris Chambers on the outside. 2 abreast, trailing your leader. Dillingham, Grenier, Chambers, Aiden White. Colton Hall moves in now to try to move into 4th place. Dillingham on top. Moving into the 2nd spot. Briefly, Grenier. Chambers on the outside. Colton Hall. Check that. Colton Martin working over his best buddy, Grenier, trying to get into that 3rd spot. On top of the heap, Dillingham, Chambers, Grenier, Colton Martin, Aiden White. Here comes Cody Sabins to enter the fray. Andrea St. Amour. 6 cars, 2 abreast, going down, trying to chase down the leader. Almost 3 wide now on the front chute. Somebody's got to give ground going into turn 2. And it's nobody. They all stay in there. It's Colton Martin in 2nd now. Grenier stuck on the outside. And all of a sudden, moving up the inside is the 74 of Keegan Tabor. Tabor looking strong, just jumped into the hole. Tabor up to 3rd. Here's Colton Martin challenging for the lead. Dillingham goes in high. Martin comes down to the bottom of the racetrack. Off the corner, at the line. It's still Dillingham, Martin, Tabor, White, Cody Sabins. St. Amour and Chambers all of a sudden go backwards. And so does Grenier. He's way out of the pace after challenging for the lead. Completing lap 7, it's Colton Martin, Keegan Tabor, Cody Sabins now in 3rd. Aiden White goes 4th. Andrea St. Amour moves up to 5th. Chambers 6th, 7th on the outside. Well, for the moment, we got a caution, trouble over in turn 2. Spinning is Jim Rhodes in the 38. So 7 in the books. We'll go back and restart lap 8.
Man, Gage Dillingham did a really good job first part of that race, trying to stay out front. Of course, he's got a ton of really fast pure stocks right behind him, but he showed a lot of skill and also a lot of courage out there out in front for a while. We are charting him right now in 4th place. Colton Martin, though, in his it looks as though he can put any car in victory. He might be able to put any car in victory lane.
Well, the fact that he's got a borrowed car that was a borrowed car, his own car that's been pretty stout, did not run well. That car did win in the Young Guns last night at Monadnock with Madison Cousineau at the wheel. But now it's Colton Martin.
Once again, really excited and wonderful to see Cody Sabins here after racing at Thunder Road earlier this afternoon and really moving up through the field pretty quickly. Right now showing in 3rd place. I take that back, in 4th place. Third place for Cody Sabins in the 36. That Acura, always fast here at Claremont and obviously at other tracks too.
Well, it's a whole different kind of competition when you go to Thunder Road because those are the guys who race there all the time. They know the track really well, and for Cody to go up there and post a 2nd place against the hometown competition's always a challenge and an accomplishment if you can do it. He did. He'd like to see a win here tonight. When they set up the lineup, the way it looks, he's going to be sitting on the inside of row 2, right on the tail of Colton Martin.
So we have 7 laps in the books here, 7 laps of a 25-lap event. And Keegan Tabor, too. Keegan was very fast in Keegan's heat race, did well in the heat race, and took that strong showing in the heat race and transferred it right over to our feature here tonight. So, again, the 74 also looking very, very strong. Our first 3 cars. I'm not going to count Chris Chambers out. I'm not going to count a lot of the pure stocks that are a bit further back in the field. Andrea St. Amour, and also Carlos Grenier, who was up front last night at Monadnock. We'll see where we go in just a bit.
The way they've set it up, Cody Sabins has a shot to move into second. If he can get underneath Tabor on the start, the inside row should have the advantage going into turn 1 here. Lights are out on the pace car. They'll be going back to green to restart lap 8 out of the 25 circuits here. Colton Martin in the 4. Keegan Tabor in the 74-36 is Cody Sabins on the outside. It's Aiden White in the 5. And then it's Andrea St. Amour and Chris Chambers. Here they come. Colton Martin trying to keep Tabor out there. Drops down low into the corner. Drifts up right in front of him. Takes away the line. Here comes Cody Sabins. Sabins trying to get it down into second spot. Tabor staying strong on the outside as they come down to complete lap 8. It'll be Colton Martin, your leader, uses up the racetrack. Cody Sabins slides inside, bumps against the 74. They bang together again. 74 goes up to the wall, coming up the middle. It's Aiden White. Cody Sabins stuck way out on the 3rd groove, drops all the way back to 5th place at the line. Don't want to go 3 wide, and you don't want to be outside. Sabins has got to climb the ladder again. Colton Martin, Andrea St. Amour, Chris Chambers. On the outside, it's Keegan Tabor. Cody Sabins running 5th. 6th is Dillingham. Then the 78 coming up is Chris Conroy. He's worked his way into the top 10. Cody Sabins had a shot at 2nd place a little while ago before the caution. Now he's got to work his way back to the front. Colton Martin sits on top. Andrea St. Amour goes 2nd. Chris Chambers is 3rd now. Then it's Cody Sabins. Diving in, Aiden White. Look out, trouble on the backstretch. We've got him on the roof, and over goes Jim Rhodes. Oh, Lord.
Lands on the right side
and drives away.
Jim Rhodes unable to drive away after flipping his pure stock on the backside, on the back stretch here at Claremont. Wow, that was a ride.
Holy cow.
Yeah, that was something.
Too many cars trying to get into the same spot.
I think he might have hit Zachary Cooper just right and then hit the brakes, and that is what took him head over heels on the back stretch here. Wow, that was really something.
Red flag for this one as we check over all the cars and drivers involved. Bingham sits there at the entrance of turn 3, not going anywhere. And they get the guys from Speedway Safety Services over to attend to Jim Rhodes. I think he may not have even noticed. Sometimes when you hit something, you kind of go blank. You roll it over, you get up, so, oh, I'm spun out. I better drive away. And he tried to, but the car didn't agree with him. Let's see if he's going to be out. One car that may have to go on the roll-off here. And once they get everything cleared and the people checked over, we'll reset the lineup. Jim Rhodes putting time in both here and at Monadnock. I think he goes across state once in a while too, to the other Nestor tracks on the East Coast. The amazing thing, he got it on its roof and back on the wheel and was able to drive it away. Almost thought he was going to make it into the pits, but
according to the tower, Dave, Jim is okay. Jim Rhodes is okay, giving the thumbs up to our staff out there. Our emergency services here at Claremont. And able to drive his car into the pits, so Yeah, looking at the recap, Dave, Jim just didn't hit the brakes when he really had to. And he drove over the back of Sean Lantis in the recap, which you will be able to see, of course, on Nastrovision when you see the recap of this race. But it looks as though Jim Rhodes just didn't see what was up ahead and was not able to react in time, and he drove right over the back of that pure stock, and that's what led him to flipping on the back stretch here.
All right, one of the guys that came up the short end of that stick, unfortunately, was the 74 of Keegan Tabor. Found himself up against the truck tires by the light tower. He had been in the mix here for a while. Still waiting for someone help on the Bingham machine, clean up some of the spill on the track and some parts and pieces.
Yellow lights are going to go on in just a moment here. Yeah, Chris Bingham was also involved on the backside. There was all sorts of contact between Bingham and Lantis. And then Jim Rhodes came through, unable to stop and react in time. And he did the big flip over there. And then drove away. I mean, amazing. That's crazy.
I want to race. I'm going to go racing.
Yep.
All right. Pace
Mr.
car will pick
Rhodes,
up Colton Martin in a minute. Or Colton Martin will pace the track one way or the other. I think we forgot to tell him he's got to wait. I wonder if the pace car driver realizes that the leader is ahead of him. I don't know if it's any kind of a bragging rights to say you can beat the pace car.
Well, we still got I'm sure Mr. Martin will realize in just a moment, but we still got a little bit of ways to go. We got some cleanup happening on the back stretch. Keegan Tabor's pure stock has to get hauled out of the infield area. So it's going to be just a bit before we go green. We have 11 laps in right now of a 25-lap event, which they were really settling into. This is the second caution for this race here tonight at Claremont. And just when I thought they were settling in is when all the craziness happened on the back stretch. So it looks as though, well, that one remains out. I believe it will be 3 pure stocks that will end up losing. Once we get going green here, looks as though the Claremont Toyota Tundra back there is able to make the cleanup on the back stretch.
Well, they finally settled up with what our front 5 are, at least, and minus Tabor. That seems to be Colton Martin, Andrea St. Amour, Chris Chambers, Cody Sabins, and Aiden White. Carlos Grenier is right behind Chris Conroy over there.
Yeah, before the caution, Andrea St. Amour, wow, she made a couple of power play moves there to pass some pretty serious drivers who are trying to get up to Colton Martin, but she found the quickest lane to get behind Colton, and now finds herself starting on the outside once we do go green. Chris Chambers will be on the inside, and then Cody Sabins will be on the outside of row number 2.
They got called on to get it doubled up and ready to get going again. One more pace lap to give everybody a chance to catch the front of the field. Colton Martin, Andrea St. Amour, Chris Chambers, Cody Sabins, Aiden White. The front 5 right now, starting in the 6th outside spot, Chris Conroy, then Carlos Grenier, and the 8 for Sean Landis. This is how they manage it. Here they come. Pace car heads into the pits. They approach the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone. This is the restart. Watch for the green from Steve Grand. Gone. Here we go. Quickly on the outside, Chris Chambers and Colton Martin. Chambers trying to get the edge going into 2. It won't work. Martin holds the line down low. Cody Sabin sits in 4th place. Now 3rd. It won't stay long. Colton Martin takes him off a turn 4, leads lap 8. Then it's St. Amour, Chambers, Sabins working the outside. Chambers stays inside. Andrea St. Amour on the inside. Cody Sabins is going to wheel him around all the way on the outside here. Halfway now. Colton Martin. Andrea St. Amour, Cody Sabins, Chris Chambers, Aiden White, top 5. Here comes Grenier into 6 now. He's got his wheels picking up again. Off the track and into the pits, one more car. Caution on the racetrack, and you've got another crash on the backstretch. It looks like Dillingham's machine. A little action behind the leaders. Trying to get it back into gear. Whatever happened, it seems to be okay. We'll go over and check and make sure there's no parts and pieces in the area of the 802 Credit Union sign. As Colton Martin weaves them through. Colton Martin, Cody Sabins was just making a move to get into 2nd spot. I think we'll have to reverse that just a little bit on the restart. $13 in the books, working 14. Whatever it was leaking, and they've had to do a little speedy dry work over there. Dillingham was able to refire. He's joined the back of the field right behind Chris Bingham's 43. Ben Bushy in the 07 is the other driver besides Cody Sabins, if you got here late and didn't hear it. Ran the Pure Stock race at Thunder Road this afternoon and drove down to the Speedway to make the field here.
Yeah, luckily that Pure Stock event up at Thunder Road was the first on their schedule today, or would have been extremely difficult to get here. I think it already was probably really difficult to get here, but was able to, I believe he got a respectable 5th or 6th too in that race.
He said he thought about trying to race at Monadnock last night, and then 2 races today and back here tomorrow, and eventually said, no. We'll do
so
2
much
on Sunday and 1 on Monday, and that'll be plenty, thank you. I'm having a good time, but that's it.
Well, keep an eye on the Dillingham Pure Stock if that is the culprit. Oh, wow, look at the speedy dry. It's going all the way to the entrance of Pit Road.
Well, whoever got involved with him is the one who went in.
We might have missed a car going into the pits there. But that is a lot of cleanup that's going to have to happen there on the back stretch. I know this happened at Monadnock last night on 2 occasions.
2 occasions, and those were complete oval oil slicks. In both cases, one went, and the driver, I think it went going down the backstretch and carried it pretty much all the way into the pit. So that took almost the whole time. And one other car just made a complete lap and a half before they caught him and got him into the pits. So
Wow.
those guys had to walk a quarter mile a whole bunch of times last night. I don't think that was was in their contract, but that's what they have to get done.
They got their steps in last night.
Boy.
Track crew.
And then you got to rub it in, and not what we're doing, but with the broom.
Well, a reminder, tomorrow, Labor Day racing here at Claremont. We'll be racing tomorrow, beginning with practice at 12:30, but the heat races will begin at 2 tomorrow. Late models will close the show again tomorrow with a 35-lap event. They've got 73 coming up later here tonight at Claremont.
All right, let's see how many cars we have to run through the speedy dry now as the pace car takes them up to the wall. Blow that stuff off. Everybody making note of where it is so they can avoid being there the first few laps once we go back to green. The drivers will tell you, especially on the slicks, it's like driving on ice. Treaded tires for the pure stocks, it's a little bit easier to take, but still slick with the oil underneath it. Looking for another lap to get them doubled up. I think everybody's making sure that they can manage that line of speedy dry down the backstretch, and they're all carefully, except for Cody Sabins, trying to avoid it. One more run through it. This time, Steve Grand wants them to double up, so we turn the track back over to the starter. Everybody picks up the pace, gets themselves back in line. "13 out of 25, 12 to go for Colton Martin to hang on to that lead and for Cody Sabins to get him on the outside and take over the lead and make it a 1-2 finish for the weekend here on Sunday. Can he do it? Here they come. Cody Sabins hammers it coming off the line. Cody Sabins dives first into turn 1. Off of turn 2, he's got Colton Martin right there side by side. Down the backstretch. Colton Martin, Cody Sabins, rubbing hubs coming off turn 4. To the line, it'll be Colton Martin, Cody Sabins, Andrea St. Amour, Chris Chambers, and Aiden White, who now moves into 4th. Once again, Cody Sabins driving an Acura hard into the turn. Off the turn he comes with Martin right there with him. Martin trying to hold his own. Sabins leads at the line. Martin takes it back in turn 1. Sabins up into the speedy dry. Martin trying to hold that line on the bottom. They run door handle to door handle for another lap. Here they come. It's still Sabins by a bumper. Martin has the edge going into turn 2. Down the backstretch. Colton Martin dueling away with the veteran Cody Sabins. At the line, it's still Sabins. He's got it coming off of turn 4. He just needs a little bit more down the backstretch. Colton Martin brings him out wide again, shoots it down the middle of the front stretch into turn 1. That time it was Martin on top. Cody Sabins holding his own on the outside. Not the ideal place to be. Martin taking a little wider line off of 4 to force Sabins to go wide. All eyes on the lead, but there's plenty of action behind them. Lap 20, Sabins looks inside this time. Martin drives down. He's got to hold it to the bottom. Sabins looking inside. Martin wide off of 4. Drops low into turn 1. He's comfortable there. Sabins can't make a move. Look out. Trouble down the front stretch. The 8 metal bumpers falling off the car, collided with Chris Bingham, and now Carlos Grenier drives off the track and down by the light tower. He's off the track and out of the way. The leaders go by. 21 laps in the books, 22 coming up.
Here we go, the final 4 laps. Lantis without his bumper, which he left in turns 1 and 2. Taking a close look as we go to 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go for Martin and Sabins. Sabins has been fast on the outside, but he backed off of Martin in the past couple of laps. He's going to the outside again. Sabins to the outside in 3 and 4. Martin able to hold on. Sabins to the inside this time. Colton Martin, white flag. Colton Martin left too much room on the inside. Sabins now on the inside. Coming down the back stretch. They're close. Martin on the outside. Sabins on the inside. Into turns 3 and 4 as they head towards the start-finish line. They are door to door. It's going to be Martin. Martin right at the line. Right at the line. Wow, by a bumper if that. By a bumper, it's Colton Martin. In a completely different ride. The number 4 victorious here tonight at Claremont. Wow, what some awesome racing here in our Pure Stock feature event. The Valley Building Supply Pure Stocks. Cody Sabins putting on a great show, and you know, Andrea St. Amour as well. Doing so well. A podium finish for Andrea after such a bad night last night over at Monadnock Speedway. Dave Sutherland is down on the track. Wow. As Colton Martin gets his picture taken from Miss M.
Oh, Miss M's got to hustle over here. She was busy chatting with somebody else.
Yep, Carlos Grenier was over there on the back stretch. So here comes Miss M. She's got to get that photo as we get everything put into place here for Colton Martin, victorious here tonight.
Well, Colton Martin and Cody Sabins showed him how it's done when you really go racing. The youngster taking on the veteran. So Cody Sabins, at least, we'll ask him how he feels about a pair of 2s this so far. Big grin. All right, let's bring him out, your winner and a great finish, Colton Martin. Holy mama. Let's move around to the front here so they can get a good look at you in your car. Come on. Bring him over. 2 of us have made it so far. Was that one of the best or the best?
That's the most fun I've had in anything I've ever raced in my career. It's always fun racing with Cody because he's always fast. Kind of had to lead on him a little bit in 3 and 4 for it, but it's racing. Can't look at the car for my sponsors. I'd like to thank Uncle Justin for letting me drive the car, Maddie, Mom, Dad, Chico, Carson, Griffin, Uncle Ryan, Todd, Wes, all my regular sponsors, 603 Metalworks, Minkler Automotive, Brody LeDuc, State Farm, Agency, Healy's Carpet, Revered Painting, Osgood Welding. I think that's it.
That's pretty much. So this is not your regular car.
No.
Seemed to adapt pretty well to it.
Yeah, it was, like I said, this was the most fun I've had racing my whole career. Yeah, this is my Uncle Justin's car. Maddie runs with it at the High Banks of Monadnock. Yeah, they let me borrow it for tonight, so thank you to them.
2 wins for the same car, 2 different tracks, 2 different drivers. Not a bad champ. Your winner tonight, Colton Martin. Cody, You look like you ran most of that race. 2 seconds, 2 different tracks, same day. What do you think of that?
Well, Thunder Road was awesome earlier today to run the mini stock, and we had a bunch of issues to start the day, and that went great. And loaded the car up after tech, and we're like, hey, let's go get the Claremont car and go play. It's still got time, and everything worked out. It's great work racing with Colton. He's clean. You couldn't ask for somebody better. It's great. I got to thank my father-in-law, Kyle Templeton. They both worked with me all day to run both tracks. Judd's Automotive, Nick's Auto Repair, Merriam Property Maintenance, K.A. Stevens and Sons, Wade's Ice Cream, my wife Mercedes. There's so many people, but I hope we put on a good show for everyone here.
Catch your breath. You got to do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. Got to check the car over. The 74 and I got together off turn 2 and they knocked the toe in pretty good, so had what we had.
Minor repair, no big deal. Second place for Cody Sabins. 2 cars, 2 tracks, 2 seconds. That's a good headline right there. Andrea, you had a rough night last night.
Yeah, unfortunate 1-lap incident, and I mean, you can call it a racing incident, but yeah, didn't get to finish, unfortunately, so this definitely feels good, and we're in one piece for tomorrow, so.
So looking forward to that one. Maybe you'll be standing here where the red car is.
Hopefully. I was fighting with the butt end of the car all day. It just wanted to spin, so hopefully we can get that fixed for tomorrow.
Like you say, another tweak, your third finish tonight. Andrea, say no more.
Yeah, all sorts of great storylines tonight in our Pure Stock feature. You have Colton Martin in that new ride tonight in that 4, that same Pure Stock, which was in Victory Lane last night in the Young Guns race. Victory Lane here tonight for Colton in the Pure Stock race. You have Cody Sabins coming in second earlier today up at Thunder Road, coming in second here tonight in a fantastic finish with the 4. That was just a pleasure to watch. Great racing, especially those last 4 laps. And Andrea, too. Andrea with a rough night last night, but is able to capitalize tonight with a third-place finish for the number 20. And we'll see what these drivers end up doing tomorrow. Remember, we're racing tomorrow afternoon. It's the LaValle Building Supply Pure Stocks. We'll be racing for 25 laps in about 18 hours from now. Coming up next here at Claremont, Ace-Tech Modifieds. Ace-Tech Modifieds are going to be racing for 30 laps. And then we'll do the Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws and cap the night off with the Ari Hinckley Late Models, the Tatro Memorial 73-lap event, as our top 3 in the Pure Stocks get their photo taken one more time here at Claremont Motorsports Park. Okay, the McGee Toyota pace car is out and will lead our modifieds out of the pit area, and leading them out with an excellent time trial. Earlier, it's the number 4, Joey Jarvis. Joey Jarvis out of Scutney, Vermont, and the 603 Metalworks and Collision Modified. And then to his outside, It'll be the 25 of Brian Roby out of Sunapee, New Hampshire, in the Maurice's Enterprises Modified. He won last night at Monadnock Speedway, the 03, the Valley Recycling Modified of Nate Wenzel. He's known as Superman in the 29 NH. Aaron Fellows out of Croydon, New Hampshire, in the Victor Branch Construction LaValle Building Supply Modified. Hayden Grenier is the driver tonight in the 5 Modified, so it's the 5H. Right behind him is Jeremy Zullo in the 46 out of Claremont, New Hampshire, in the Springfield Paving 46. Making the drive up from Hatfield, Massachusetts, in the number 2, the Orange Deuce, the Triton Automotive Boiler Bar and Grill Modified of Tyler Leary. The 27 is Mike Smith out of Sunapee, New Hampshire. The 23 is Brian Morey. The 33, Brian Morey, and the number 8H, Ryan Bell. Hot laps are underway here at Claremont. Hot laps are complete as we get ready for our 30-lap feature. The H-Tech Modifieds here at Claremont. And leading them to green in row number 1, it'll be Joey Jarvis. Steve Grand says double them up. On the outside of Joey Jarvis will be Hayden Grenier in the 5H. Row number 2, Brian Roby. To his outside, Nate Wenzel. The McGee Toyota pace car exits as they hit the 603 Metalworks and Collision start zone. Green flags in the air. Jarvis takes him into 1 and 2. Roby right behind Jarvis. They're close as they cross the start-finish line. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, all shuffling them back now after contact. The 0-2 of Tyler Leary bumped back. Tries to play catch-up now as there's more contact between the Modifieds and row number 2. Superman, Aaron Fellows in the 29 NH. Contact between the 3. Wenzel, gives the 46 a shove. Contact between the 3 and the 46. Wenzel setting his sights for Joey Jarvis in the 4. Roby out in front. Fellows is in second. And the number 5 of Hayden Grenier in third. Field starts to stretch out. Single file racing. I spoke too soon. Nate Wenzel makes the pass on Joey Jarvis for 4th place. Nate Wenzel trying to move up through the field. He's in 4th place right now. A modified exits on the back stretch. Roby, Fellows, and now Wenzel is on the inside. On the inside of Grenier, coming into 3 and 4. Wenzel and Grenier side by side, crossing the start-finish line, and now through the turn and down the back stretch. Coming up from behind, Zulo in the 46. And there was contact earlier between the 3 and the 46. 46 is not backing off. Wenzel's in 3rd place. Quite a distance between Wenzel and 2nd place of Aaron Fellows. Roby well out in front. 13 laps in. 30-lap event. Wenzel looking for some time. Looking to try and catch up to the number 1 and the number 2 modified. Brenner seems to be having some problems in the 5 as he's getting passed on the outside and now on the inside. Mike Smith is on his inside, able to make the pass, and is able to take that lap. Meanwhile, out in front, Roby, about a quarter of a lap to the last place car. Last place car is slow on the back stretch. And another modified exits. Roby out in front. The 29 is in 2nd of Aaron Fellows. And there's caution on the track. And we have a modified right in the corner of turns 1 and 2.
Well, unfortunately, I think that's Hayden Grenier. It looks like it blew up going in. He was giving that car an excellent run, the best run that Louis Rivera's cars have had. And tough break takes the car and slides the driver's side into the wall. We've already seen Joey Jarvis drop out and Ryan Bell take it into the pits. And the 5 was just running super strong. We bring it to a halt here.
Yeah, he hit the wall. We have a red flag now. He hit the wall. You can see the stripe from where we sit here on the tower. He hit the wall in the front on the front stretch and hugged the wall all the way to where his modified ended up stopping. He was running a really strong race, and then he seemed to have his hands full over the past maybe 2 or 3 laps.
Driver's okay. We get the word from race control. That's good news for Hayden Grenier. The result, unfortunately, is not probably such good news. You are correct. He was running strong in the top 3, 4, 5, and all of a sudden I noticed the last lap he started fading just a little bit. A couple of guys, Mike Smith got by him, and Zulo was going after him, and all of a sudden he was out of the picture and in the wall. Tough break for the Rivera crew, but I think you'll see get that car together. They've got races coming up tomorrow if they can. If not, definitely next Saturday and the following Saturday to cap off part of the season, and then back again here on the 22nd.
Yeah, I think the handling went away on the 5H over the past 3 laps, and now you can see the speedy dry coming down. So something broke and is now leaking out into the track right there, right in the middle of turn 1 and 2.
It could be that some of that problem, often if your car is overheating a little bit, starts getting on the tires, you don't really notice it because usually the overflow is in the back of the car, not in the front. So if the overflow's overflowing because it's really boiling up the water in the block, then you start to lose it, and all of a sudden it comes apart, and you can see there's a. I don't think that's a shadow going into the corner. That's stuff.
Yep. So we're just past the halfway point of this event as the cleanup continues right there. Boy, right in the corner there between 1 and 2.
Yeah, as we suspected, something blew up in the car. I'd say water by the looks as they make their speedy dry trail back here into turn 1, somewhere near the entrance point, about where they want to set up to turn into the track, into the corner. Here you want to come into the corner a bit high and cut down across because turn 2 is a little sharper than the other two. If you ever looked at this from above, it's shaped a little bit more like Darlington. Ironically, wide at one end and kind of narrow at the other.
The 5H being loaded onto the flatbed as the track crew continues to work here tonight. Rubbing in that speedy dry in. And they're able to haul that modified away.
Fortunately, most of the speed dries up against a wall where generally, if you're running even 2 abreast, you're not apt to be there. But if you get up into the third groove and get in trouble, then you're in bigger trouble at this point.
Now taking a look at that modified as it gets hauled away into the pit area. And it looked like it got turned around as it was spinning down and coming against the wall right into turn number 1. A lot of front end damage there for the 5 modified. Still under a red here. Modifieds will be back running again tomorrow. H-Tech Modifieds, H-Tech Tire and Auto Modifieds here at Claremont with a 30-lap event. Remember, the heat races begin tomorrow earlier than today. They'll begin at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon.
A recheck of the mishap for Hayden Grenier looked to be a blown radiator hose, hence the enormous amount of moisture there. And that may have, as we said, speculated earlier, been the cause of the car starting to drip backwards, overheating, and a little water getting under the rear tires, and all of a sudden, boom, it goes, and you've got no chance with a slick like they run here in modified land. The difference, by the way, but for those who may not be in the know, they don't run water in the radiators, and they don't run standard antifreeze, because the standard antifreeze would eat the asphalt. So they have a special coolant that they use for race cars, at least around these parts, and that special coolant is what you need to keep the engine cool, unless it runs badly and heats up, but it doesn't damage the racetrack. Sometimes in enduro competitions and other divisions, people mistakenly put in antifreeze, and it can really raise havoc with the racetrack. So in this case, we've got the lawn leaf blower out there to get most of the speedy dry off, lacking a jet blower, which would cost about as much as buying an entire racetrack would. But that'll save a lot of laps for the modifieds here as they finish up. They refire with 12 laps left, and they'll be driving through what's left of the speedy dry.
Okay, the yellow lights are on and the modifieds are moving. We've lost a couple since the beginning of this race. And I believe if my count is correct, 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like we'll have 8 left to run for the next 12 laps. Brian Roby, who's doing double duty tonight, also running in the late model race. He was very, very strong in the heat race for the late models. So we'll see how he ends up doing. 73 laps is a bit different of a ball game than a 30-lap modified race. Modifieds running through that speedy dry as the McGee Toyota exits into the infield this time. And we're going to have a single file restart. Single file restart for our field. With Roby out in front. I take that back. We're going to do hot laps. Sutherland says hot laps, and he's right. There we go. My mistake, so the hot laps to get the tires all back and warmed up after the red flag. The McGee Toyota pace car comes back out onto the track. And our flagman Steve Grant says double up and get ready to go racing. The McGee Toyota Camry exits down pit lane as our field comes to the 603 Metalworks and Collision restart zone. Green flags in the air. Oh, look out. Fellows and Roby, real close. Now Roby able to power ahead into 3 and 4. Fellows with an excellent restart. Wenzel able to slide into 3rd place. Able to stay ahead in front of the 46 of Zulo. The 46 now is loose. Coming into 3 and 4. 10 laps to go. Roby out ahead with Fellows right behind. And Wenzel not far. 7 laps to go. Fellows behind. Wenzel right on Fellows. And another caution is out. Modified is off the track. The number 33 of Brian Moray ends up spinning on the back stretch. Now joining the field again.
Been watching Wenzel try to get her on Aaron Fellows after Aaron and Brian had a little Nerf bar rub on that first lap. And unlike Wenzel, a little generous with playing a great tune with the chrome horn going into the corners, just a tap to upset Aaron enough to get him out of the way and get underneath. He's been trying to set up for an inside move. Outside is really tough. Now he has the edge because these two guys are going to be banging together on the start. It could open it up for him to take a win.
Here we go again. Lights are out. The field approaches the 603 Metalworks and Collision restart zone. Brian Roby gets the green. A better start that time for Roby with Fellows on his outside and Wenzel right behind. Wenzel looking to take a spot from Fellows. 5 laps to go. Wenzel's got the spot. Wenzel's got the spot. A spin by Fellows. And that's going to bring out another caution.
That spin happened when Zulo got into Fellows and turned him around, nailed him hard, and got him totally spun around. So they'll both end up at the back of the field.
Zulo
a little aggressive getting in there.
Zulo contact with the 29 who's trying to fire up in turn number 2. Aaron Fellows was in quite a battle there with Nate Wenzel. Fellows is upset and really should be. But good news for Mr. Fellows is that it's only an 8-car field right now. 5 laps to go. He can still get back up there. Fellows seems to think that he's going to be able to get his spot back, but so he'll get in front of the lapped cars. He's going to have to get behind Leary, and does. Double him up. Steve Grand says double him up. And that's probably the most unorganized restart I've seen all day, but here we go. Grand waves the green flag. So it's going to be Roby and Wenzel. Mike Smith is now in 3rd place. Mike Smith. Oh, here comes Fellows. Fellows to the inside as Dave takes over.
Roby on top with Wenzel. Fellows back into 3rd. Mike Smith running in the 4th spot. Back to Leary in 5th. 6th is Zulo. Then it's Moray and Bell. 2 laps to go now. Roby and Wenzel. Aaron Fellows a distant 3rd now. Mike Smith having a good run in 4th. Tyler Leary sits in 5th. White flag coming up. Here we go. Will Wenzel have a chance to run him down? This time Roby turns it up and I'm done playing. I'm going to win. Brian Roby looking for another win here at Claremont Motorsport Park. The checkers are out. Roby for the win. Wenzel, Fellows, Smith, Leary, and Zulo. Bell finishes next and slowly coming across the line to finish in the 8th spot, the 33 of Moray. Whoa. A lot of banging and thumping coming across the stripe on the restarts, but Brian Roby has successfully been able to collect the victory pole to checkers. Nate Wenzel second podium finish of the weekend. Aaron Fellows, a little bit of a mix-up with the Zulu team, and as a result, had to work his way out of the mid-pack to get back to third, although he was hoping for second. On the podium, nevertheless. And down to victory lane. Needs a checkered flag, first of all, to get pictures and take his victory lap. Miss M, as she does everywhere, water to the top 3 finishers out of her own pocket.
Here it comes. Turn number 4. With a checkered flag here tonight. Ryan Ruby, your winner for our Ace-Deck Modifieds here at Claremont. Brian Roby, first of 2 races, 2 features here tonight for the Roby team. It's got all the safety equipment to get off first. All right, he gets some affection here in the driver's seat. Some water. He's able to unbuckle. Here you go, Mr. Roby, victorious here tonight at Claremont. Come on over here, sir. Oh, what do you think? 30 laps? Not bad.
Oh, it was certainly an exciting 30 laps there. It wouldn't have been, had it gone green to check it there, obviously I think it was settled out to where it probably would have been, but I knew when the caution came out it was going to be a lot tighter from there on out. I got my quasi-teammate back there, decided to really run me hard, but I wouldn't expect any different from him. It's, it's always fun battling with both of these guys, really. I kind of had an idea what Nathan was going to try to do there, so I just backed up my entry just enough to kind of prevent the crossover, and that's all I needed just to get back out there to a little bit of the lead and hold on to it for the rest of it. So yeah, we'll take it. It was great. Just thank you all my crew. We're pulling double duty here with the mod and the late model here tonight, so we've been running around all day long, and it's been hectic so far. We got 73 more laps to see if we can get another podium here tonight. But thank you to all these guys, everybody at Sports Media, track for putting us on, fans for coming out, and we hopefully we can put another show on here and another couple races.
Yeah, sounds good. Hydrate, my friend, hydrate.
Working on it.
All right, Brian Roby, he's going to hydrate. He's going to work on it. Right now, it looks as though Nate is getting his photo taken. Aaron, come on over. Oh, here we go. Here comes Nate. Nate, you've been making quite the moves here. Trying to get up there. When did you get so tall? You've been making quite the moves there trying to get into that number 1 spot, just 1 spot short.
Yeah, I just kind of got stuck in the wrong line in the beginning, and then I kind of had to start over, and then once we got up to third, we kind of just stalled out a little bit, and then the caution came out, and then I screwed up the restart, and then the caution came out again, and then I think I had a little bit better restart, and I was able to kind of just keep up with Brian, and then on the last restart, I didn't think I could get him on the outside, so I tried the bottom, and I was even worse down there. So, but I mean, compared to the last time we were here, the car was a lot better. I think my mom, dad, Lindsay, Ted, Jordan, Tim, and I got to thank LFOD Motorsports, 1812 Auto Body, Bell Recycling, Amherst Trucking, the Fireplace, Virgilia Property Management, and just everyone that supports me.
Nate Wenzel, first place last night, second place here tonight. Aaron Fellows, hate to see that caution come out so late in the race, but you were able to battle back and get your podium.
Yeah, I just got to thank my family and friends and the track owners, everybody, all my sponsors, La Valley Building Supply, New England Outdoor Furnace, New Hampshire Lottery, everybody, the fans. Hopefully tomorrow can go as good as today.
There we go. We'll see Aaron Fellows here tomorrow. Remember, we're racing tomorrow right here at Claremont Motorsports Park. We'll be back in just a couple of moments as we have the Outlaws coming on out on the track here at Claremont.
Quick clearing of Victory Lane, and we'll be ready to go with the Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws. Good field of cars here. If they can battle it out for the 25-lap distance.
Hey, we're going to do the 50-50. Ready?
No.
All right.
Let me
Mr.
get my
Roby's going to
ticket.
pull the ticket. How much? $309 to the winner tonight. He wants me to read it with my bad eyes. Okay. 178-1456. 178-1456. Come see Michelle. Get your money. She's over by the tower.
Whoever won, be sure to thank those of us in the tower for our contribution. All right. Good field of Outlaws ready to go. Lined up there in the pits. Gonna roll down here to get the 5th of our evening features on. Everybody's got to hustle home when this is done tonight. The sooner they get done, the quicker they can get themselves back to the shop, get the car prepped to be here for practice tomorrow morning. We go green at 12:15. So the pits will be opening at 9. The grandstands open at noon. Practice goes from 12:30 on. I think I said noon, but actually racing starts at 2 o'clock. Practice at 12, racing at 2, with features to follow. We could be out of here by 6 o'clock, get you home, and be able to see a nice sunset from wherever you are. You can see a nice one from here if we're here that late.
Okay, the number again for the 50-50, 178-1456. 178-1456.
All right, here they come. The Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws rolling out of the pits behind the McGee Toyota pace car in the 10. From Windsor, Vermont, it'll be Steve Blythe in the JB Electric entry. Right behind him on the outside, that's Tyler Lescord. Tyler out of Ascutney, living in Claremont in the Vermont Steelcraft entry. Starting third, the 00 for Ben Poland. He'll want to get to the front early from Charlestown, New Hampshire, the Eagle Heart Transportation machine. Next on the grid, will be the 15, Mass for the veteran driver John Meany out of Gardner, Massachusetts, a 2-hour drive away. Starting right behind John will be the John the 32. That's Travis Cass. Travis Cass out of Claremont, New Hampshire in the Arrowhead Motors machine. As they roll down the track one more time, starting behind Cass in the 8. That's Guy Caron. Guy Caron out of Leominster, New Hampshire. One of the 2 finishers, picked up the win here a couple of weeks ago. Behind him, starting in the 3, X Max Bergstrom in the 3X. Scheduled to go next will be the 03 of Corey Bly, but it looks like it's going to be the 99 of Dustin Lusakis. Dustin Lusakis in the 99. The 02 is Greg Belisle out of Claremont, New Hampshire in the 02. Starting in the 03, that'll be Corey Bly out of Charlestown, New Hampshire, the HMS Electric entry. As they get them doubled up and lined up, starting the 29, New Hampshire, it'll be Aaron Fellows Jr. Aaron Fellows Jr. In the 5, it's Ryan Bell. And in the 60, it's Thomas Swifter. Here they come, starting on the green quickly, right to the point. Steve Bly takes him down the backstretch. Poland squeezes through, tries to go down to the bottom. John Meany gets pushed out of line, drops back to 6th real quick to complete lap 1. Bly, Poland, Lescord, then Class and Meany on the outside. Guy Caron. Poland powers his way underneath the 10, and he goes to the point on lap 2. Ben Poland, Steve Bly, Tyler Lescord, Travis Cass going 5th, Cass going 4th rather. John Meany banging together with Guy Caron, not going to give Caron any room, and Caron moves into 5th place, pushes Meany back to 6th. Meany doesn't like to take a lot of nonsense from somebody, so he may remind him not to do that again. Here comes the 3, squeezing under Meany, trying to force him out, pushes him up the banking. Ryan Courier. Guy Caron rubs fenders with Travis Cass and moves up to 4th place. It's Ben Poland. Stephen Bly. Poland, Bly, Lescord, Caron, and Class right now. Moving up into 5th, it's Jeff Murray. Jeff Murray in the 3, my bad with that. And then John Meany in the 15. The 99 for Dustin Lusakis. This is a 25-lap event. Field's already got himself spread out. Ben Poland has already decided to go take half the night off by getting way out in front. Poland just flying around here, leaving Stephen Bly and everybody else in the lurch. Guy Caron has got a long way to go to run Poland down. Tyler Lescord doing well to hold the 4th spot. Travis Cass running in 5th. Murray, look out, trouble in turn. Coming off of turn 4, we've got one turned around. That will tighten things up, and I'm sure that Stephen Bly and Guy Caron are very glad to have that tightened up, because now they can get into the contest with Ben Poland.
So the 60 pretty much hit the 0-2. The 0-2 checked up. 60 ran right into him. I think the 0-2 or the 60 headed down pit road because it had its hood all bashed up. Oh, there it is. There they go. There's your 60.
Tom Smithers in the 60. Last time was his first time to Monadnock to Claremont when he was here, and got all tangled up and smashed up in a contest that was not of his doing. And today it's not helping him a whole lot better.
Got a big team. Got a big team. Lots of support there in the pits here at Claremont tonight. Looking for a good finish. Mr. Smithers.
Compare the large Smithers team to the one-man operation of John Meany in the 15 Mass. John occasionally has his brothers with him to help out, but tonight he was here by himself. Took with him a long time to chat with him. Been watching him race since for about 40 years now, and always a good competitor. Said he ran the same crate motor for about 20 years before it blew up the last time he was here. So he's got a new crate motor in there.
I guess that old one really didn't owe him anything, huh?
Yeah, I certainly didn't.
Makes the drive up from Gardner, Massachusetts.
Okay, we're going to double it up again here with 10 laps on the books and an additional 15 to run. This time, however, Ben Poland is going to have his competition right on his bumper. He'll have Guy Karen on his bumper. He'll have Steve Bly on the outside. And Tyler Lescord right there to help him out. Here they come for the green. They got a good start. Poland takes him into turn 2. Guy Karen dives down to stay there with him. Stephen Bly doing his best to keep up with it. Tyler Lescord and Travis Cass are there. John Meany running in 6th. Jeff Murray gets up to 7th, trying to go to the outside. Guy Karen right there on the bumper of Ben Poland. He's going to dog him all the way now. A Poland Karen finished the last time we saw these guys race. Guy Karen comes in, a little love tap going into turn 4. We're halfway. Halfway for Ben Poland and Guy Karen. Something just came off of Guy Karen's car. I think somebody lost an air filter cover or a paper plate, not sure which. Poland, Karen, look at him in turn 1 and 2. Poland and Karen. Then it's Bly, Lescord, and Class. Karen right underneath him. They got themselves tangled up in the race a few weeks back. Both spun out, but there was no one left in the field. They came back, and the caution is out again. We've got a spinner to the infield. And that's more than just a spinner by the looks of that smoke coming out of the header pipe. The headers come out the right side.
That's a lot of smoke. It looks like that is I think that's the 0-2. We'll get a closer look at it in a second. Nope, 0-2 is driving by right now, so. Driver out of the vehicle. Corey Bly in the 0-3. Yep, I think you got him, Dave.
Tough break for Corey Bly, but he got it to the infield, and it doesn't look like he left a lot of stuff on the track, although the crew is over there at the exit to turn 4 where nobody at this track wants to have anything on the track that makes it slick at all.
Yeah, and it's another bad spot.
And that is, in fact, Ben Poland's favorite place to be on a restart. This time he's been having a few love taps from the behind by Guy Karen as they run nose to tail, quite literally almost glued together, and they'll do that right to the end of this in the final 10 laps.
Yeah, really not a surprise to anybody here. The Brody Ledoux State Farm Outlaws, those are your two top drivers right there. Those are your two top teams, Ben Poland and Guy Karen. They've been there all season long, right at the front, swapping first place and second place. And so that's not too much of a surprise here for us tonight. I'm really impressed, though. You got Tyler Lescord holding on. He's in fourth place. He shows in fourth place right now. And Steve Bly in the 10. You know, this is another outlaw that got torn up a couple of weeks ago. Just about every outlaw got torn up a couple of weeks ago. But another outlaw that really had an unfortunate night at the track, but is out and doing really well.
And for those who may be out of the loop, and I'm sure there's nobody that has been, the fact that Tyler Lescord, about a year, slightly over a year after a horrific crash in turn 1, survived spinal injury, back in the race car, racing this season, strong will to get back, worked hard on the therapy effort, and is still wheeling this late model outlaw around the racetrack in a competitive way. Surprised, good to see Travis Class running on the top 5 right now as they get called on to double up. That means they're going green next time. They better hustle to get to the back of the field because they're almost ready to roll it off the corner. Watch the pace car on the pit road. Here they come, Poland and Karen on the gas, wheeling off a turn 4, wide turn out there. Poland pulls away. Karen drops right in line. Bly there, Lescord on the outside. John Meany, caution is out. We've got a spinner here. It looks like someone in the back of the field got a little too much gas on. That will be the 29 of Aaron Fellows Jr.
Same spot, too. Same spot where we had that previous spin. Aaron Fellows Jr. able to keep it going.
At this point, spinning onto the grass, it's probably a little dewy. It's going to take a bit to dry those tires off. Boy, Ben Poland gets off of turn 4 in a heartbeat. You have to have your car set up really special to do that, whether you're inside or outside. Watch John Meany. He was making a play for 5th place when that caution came out. Watched John Meany years and years ago running a late model race at Monadnock, 50-lapper, and just sat there, took up so much racetrack, nobody could get by him, and managed to take it pretty close to victory lane. Tough competitor, Singleton, no crew. All right, everybody gets lined up. This time we have a single file restart to restart lap 16. No problem for Poland to get out in front. Here they come. Karen's right there. Attaches to his back bumper. Green comes out and on we go. Guy Karen, Ben Poland, Stephen Bly. Karen looks inside. Not quite enough. Poland gave it some gas into the corner and got away. Here comes Karen again. Bly, Lescord and Class. Meany and Murray. Ben Poland, Guy Karen starting to open up the distance between themselves and 3rd place, Stephen Bly. Tyler Lescord 4th. 5 is Travis Cass. 6th, John Meany. 7th, Jeff Murray. 8th is Dustin Lescursis. 9th right now is the 60 for Tommy Smithers and the 02 of Greg Belisle, your top 10. Ben Poland a little loose off the corner. Karen tried to take advantage of it, couldn't do it. 20 laps in the books, 5 to go. Ben Poland, Guy Karen, Stephen Bly. Karen again, looks inside, can't do it. Gives him a little bump coming off of 4. Watch him again, caution again. Spinner right there in turn 2. Boy, the contest was getting heated between Bly and Karen. Bly got a little squirrely coming off of 2. Karen stuck his nose in there, but not in there enough to make the pass. And this time, the 29 of Aaron Fellows Jr. spun one other time. Back end comes out on him this time in turn 2, not turn 4.
Ben Poland's trying his best to hold on here. Hold on for 5 more laps.
The 29 will take the car into the pits. Poland, Karen, and Bly. If Poland and Karen get to bumping a little too much to get position or keep position, that puts Stephen Bly in a great spot to pick up a victory.
But imagine they'll do another single. I was kind of surprised to see the single file restart come out with just 10 to go. But imagine that will be the decision by the tower again.
One more time around, make sure that everything's okay there in turn 2. Five. Five laps to go. Lights are out. Ben Poland and Guy Karen. Single file, you can't get a jump on the other guy. Caution back out again. Now what?
Might have the... I think they're making sure that they have the lineup correct. Lights are still on. All right, here we go, Dave. It looks like we're going to go racing this time by.
All right. Whatever they got to do, they got done. Now they're going to get it going. 5 laps to go. Ben Poland, Guy Karen, Stephen Bly, Tyler Lescord, Travis Class. Here they come, working into the 603 Metalworks restart zone. Slow start, and on the gas they go quickly into turn 1. Poland down to the bottom. Guy Karen trying to set up for a pass. Poland shuts the door. Down the backstretch, trying to complete lap 21. Ben Poland, Guy Karen, Stephen Bly, and Tyler Lescord. 4 to go.
Coming down the back stretch. Poland. Karen right there. 3 to go. Bly and Lescord. Down the back stretch. It'll be 2 to go this time by. Ben Poland is leading the way. Guy Karen right behind. And Steve Bly. Then Tyler Lescord. Guy Karen just can't get there. White flag is in the air for Ben Poland. Guy Karen's going to have one more shot. Coming into 3 and 4. Is he have? No, he's not going to have it. It's Ben Poland with the victory. Guy Karen in second. Steve Bly coming in third. Tyler Lescord, a very respectable 4th place finish here tonight for Tyler Lescord. Nice job, buddy. Travis Cass and John Meany in the 15 MA coming in 6th place here tonight here at Claremont. He's going to get the checkered flag and be waving it around the track one more time. Big-time competitor here at Claremont, Ben Poland, out of Charlestown, New Hampshire, gets the best of Guy Karen here tonight. Send it down to Dave in victory lane, as Ben's going to be getting some hardware.
All right, Ben Poland brings it into victory lane from the outset. Had Guy Karen glued to his bumper the last half of the race. I don't think he could have gotten any closer without taking him out. He's out. Checkered flags and video from the folks at NHSTRA Vision, Nestor Vision. Watching at home, get to see how a driver gets himself unleashed and unpacked. Miss M with the checkered flag pictures, always available at her website. And they'll be posted probably before you get up in the morning tomorrow on Smug Mug. One youngster, congratulations. Here he comes, your winner tonight, Ben Poland. Come on around, Ben. There you go. His chief coach. Hey, Ben, you are quick to get this car in the front, and there's no way they're getting around you these days.
I knew I had to get out front and try to build as much of a lead as I could. I definitely didn't want to see that middle race caution. We got her set up more for the green to checkered run. We've been back and forth with Guy all year. He's a blast to race with. It was good to see we had a little bit cleaner race than our previous race. I think the top three finished the race, so that's an improvement from last week.
You will have to fill folks in. Your top two guys finished in the last race, and the other guy was 3 laps down. There was only the other car left on the track.
Yeah, first time in 22 years of racing, I've seen the third place guy come from the pits to accept his trophy on the racetrack.
But a good show for you tonight. Hey, who's your helper here?
This is my son, Easton.
How are you, Easton?
How are you?
I'm pretty good. How about you?
Yeah, how are you?
Oh, yeah, good. You're going to be me. Good. We need a replacement. It's time for me to retire. Who's helping out?
First and foremost, I got to thank my dad and my uncle. This is a small family-run operation. It's just the three of us, and we have a lot of fun at it, and we make a lot of good memories. Without the two of them, the race car certainly wouldn't be here.
Doing it tomorrow.
We'll be here tomorrow.
Ben Poland, your winner tonight. Looking for another one for the weekend. Where is our second place finisher? Guys over there with the gals. Where else would you be? Well, so you traded the short-term modified race for back into this one, and you couldn't get a whole lot closer to Ben's bumper.
No, it was a pretty great race. We got shuffled back in traffic there, so it took us a little longer to get to the front. It was a great race with Ben. We got pretty equal cars. We got a good long-run car. Cautions helped the both of us. But, hey, this is how it settles out. I love racing Ben. He's got a lot of horsepower, and we do too, and we just get it on, and that makes it fun.
It does make it fun. It makes it for a good show because you just never know. If one of you guys slips up, the other one's there in a second.
Oh, for sure, and I was kind of rooting for him to slip up tonight, but he didn't. So
well, it looked like once.
Well, once I was there and the caution come out, but couldas and wouldas and shouldas don't change nothing, and he won the race and he deserves to win it, so we're happy with what we got for a car, and he is too, and we'll go back at it again tomorrow.
You betcha they will. They'll be back here tomorrow afternoon for our 2 o'clock start. Somewhere Steven's around. Hey, there you are. I had a view of a good race.
Yeah, I had the best seat in the house. That was fun. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. I know Guy, races hard, and so does Ben. So I was just watching. Guy was looking. Ben was, he was protecting, and I was just hoping for something to happen for me. But pretty much racing for third with these two guys. They're above us. They got their stuff together. We're trying things, and we're just can't. We're not there, but hats off to them. They got good programs going, so it's fun to watch. I'd like to thank my sponsors: Lebanon Screw Products, Tefner Lawn Care, Adorn Boutique, Travis Doobie Painting, the Pot Shop, Moreway Auto, JB Electric, and Andrew Tefner. He's got two businesses on here, but and Eric Martell, the owner. Missing one. Oh, Marsh Brothers Deli, some of the best subs in the Upper Valley.
All right, we've got the commercial in. You'll be back to do this again tomorrow.
Yeah, we're in one piece, so it's nice. It's going to make for an easy night.
Great way to do it. That's how it shapes up here on Victory Lane here in the Outlaws tonight.
One more event coming up here tonight. A 73-lap late model event, the R.E. Hinckley Late Models. It's the Tatro Memorial. 73 laps here at Claremont. Racing a bit earlier tomorrow. Heard Dave mention earlier, heat races begin at 2. 2 o'clock here tomorrow. 6 shooters, pure stocks, late models, outlaws, and modifieds. Big chicken barbecue, that's on the menu tomorrow. You might have seen the barbecue pits over by the Kona ice truck. Getting ready for Labor Day Monday here at Claremont Motorsports Park. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. A 73-lap event. The R.E. Hinckley Late Models, the Tatro Memorial Race. Leading them out, the Massachusetts Missile. The Doug's Auto Body, number 45. That is J.D. Stockwell. J.D. Stockwell leading them out here tonight. We're going to park them right here on the front stretch. We'll wait till everyone comes out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the lineup tonight for the Tatro Memorial Race, the R.E. Hinckley late models here at Claremont. Starting in row number 9, the 11 NH of Ryan Bell.
Next row, starting on the inside, it'll be the 55K. That is Cody Schoolcroft out of Claremont, New Hampshire. Starting next to him in the 91, Robert Hager from Windsor, Vermont, in the Hager Painting entry.
In row number 7, starting on the outside, the number 41, Travis Sykes, the number 41. To his inside, the number 79, out of Enfield, New Hampshire, Trevor Rock.
Starting in the next row on the outside in the 19, that'll be James Carney. James Carley starting in the 19. And next to him on the inside, David Thibodeau in the 88. David Thibodeau driving out of Heartland, Vermont.
In row number 5, the number 48, that is Daniel Young, the number 48. Daniel Young out of Claremont, New Hampshire. To his inside, the number 85X, already seen victory lane here tonight from Sunapee, New Hampshire, the 85X of Brian Roby.
Next on the grid, starting 8th, former national champion in this division from Claremont, New Hampshire, David Greenslit. And next to him, carrying the name for the memorial race tonight, this is Joe Tatro in car 73 for the Richard Tatro Memorial.
From Randolph, Vermont, in the number 33, it's Matthew Sonhalter in the WeBuyHorses.com late model, the number 33. And to his inside, the number 35 is Chris Lindquist out of Croydon, New Hampshire in the Wilton Tire late model.
Starting in car 55, not in his regular ride, but still from Billerica, Massachusetts, that'll be Justin Beecher. Justin Beecher in the 55. Starting inside of him, he's traveled all over the country, already raced at Oswego this weekend, coming over here to join us in the 4 New Hampshire. It's Chris Riendo from Wethersfield.
And your front row, on the outside, the number 81, piloting the all-weather HVAC late model out of Claremont, New Hampshire, Andrew Brusso. And on the inside, from Turner's Falls of Massachusetts, the Massachusetts Missile, the Doug's Auto Body late model driven by J.D. Stockwell. 73 laps coming up here tonight at Claremont Motorsports Park for these late models in the Tatro Memorial event. They'll be firing their engines in just one moment.
Final goodbyes and good luck as everybody leaves their teams and heads for the either the pits or the grandstands. Give you a chance to get a good look at the cars when they're not traveling at speed. Pick your favorite. Matt Sonhalter in the 33 was in the hunt for the Teddy Bear Pools Triple Crown race last night, but had an off night. Wasn't able to hold on to it. Went in as the point leader just by slim 4 points over Jeff Rollins and Tim Wenzel. Final event for tonight. 73 laps from now, we'll have a winner. A chance to pack up and head home, get them back out here to get ready to go to practice at 12 o'clock. Gates open at 12. Practice starts shortly after that. Green flag drops tomorrow at 2 p.m. For all the divisions you've watched tonight. Starter Steve Grand. You'll find it sometime every track on the Nestor Series. The West Coast, Claremont and Monadnock, and the East Coast, Hudson and Lee, East versus West. Steve's done it all. He's driven them, he's raced them, he's flagged them, he's race directed them. Making sure everybody's squared away, everybody's cleared from the racetrack that's not racing a race car.
All right, Dave, my new friend Tyler from Cornish, New Hampshire. We're going to do 3, 2, 1. Gentlemen, start your engines. Are you ready, Tyler?
Yes.
All right, Tyler's ready. Is the crowd ready? Here we go. Ready, Tyler? 3, 2, 1.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
Tyler did a great job. Excellent work. Looks like everybody fired up, and we're going to go 73 laps in just a couple of moments. So the 45 of J.D. Stockwell on the front row, inside front row. If you joined us here a little bit late, he had a great heat race. Ended up getting a nice trophy, too, by the way, as the heat race winner. Last night, very respectable finish over at the Monadnock Speedway for the Massachusetts Missile. Father and son team working really hard, competing here at Claremont and also at Monadnock in this season of 2023. Little show for our fans in the backstretch there as we get ready to go racing 73 laps for the R.E. Hinckley late models. All right, they're doubling them up this time by. I would imagine we're thanking our friends at Noise R Us for the show on the back stretch as these late models get ready for 73 laps. Lights are still on the pace car from McGee Toyota, the McGee Toyota Camry.
Good.
Lights remain on as the show comes to an end on the backstretch. And now the show will be on the track. Steve Grant is our flag man here tonight as he waves his green flag. He's ready to wave that green flag. Says 1 to go, the lights are out.
As a flagman, he's a good showman. All right, ready to roll it. Pace car heads down into the pits, and here they come, and we're ready to roll it.
Here we go in the 603 Metalworks start zone. JD Stockwell spins his tires. Brusso takes advantage. Brusso leading him down the back stretch. Stockwell trying to catch up. Stockwell getting a bump from behind. He goes to the outside. Riendo in the 4. Goes to the inside. Takes the spot from Stockwell. Streeter on the outside of Stockwell. Brusso is out in front in the 81. Riendo in the 4. Justin Beecher in the 55. And then in the 35, Chris Lindquist is on the inside, making another pass of Stockwell. Stockwell's getting shuffled back pretty quickly here in the early laps of this event. Got sent to the outside pretty quickly. A spot that he is not strong here at Claremont. And already he's having a tough time.
We'll see how they pace it. 73 laps is longer than their usual 25 or 30 laps. Chris Riendo chasing down Brusso, both previous winners here at Claremont. Watch Robert Hager as he moves past the 45 of J.D. Stockwell, our pole sitter, ushered to the back of the field with everybody else getting him to the inside. He finally able to drop in line right in front of Sonhalter. The back markers, the 19 of Carley, going to be seeing the front bumper coming up on him pretty soon as Brusso leads the way. Chris Riendo second, Beecher third. Fourth right now is the 35 of Lindquist, and David Greenslit just taking his time in fifth place as they complete the first 8 laps. Looks like Riendo starting to close the distance between himself and Brusso. Dropped to 2 car lengths going into turn 3. He's got it down to about a car length going into turn 1. Riendo not wasting a lot of time, doesn't want to have the 81 of Brusso get ahead of him. Staying right there a half a car length, moving right up onto the 81's bumper. They're putting some distance on Beecher in the 55 and Lindquist, but it's a long race. 10 laps out of 73 so far, working their way off of turn 4, and it's a bumper-to-bumper battle already between the 81 of Brusso and the 4 of Riendo. Battle of watch right now. David Greenslit, he's been biding his time behind Lindquist, finally making a move to try to take over fourth place as they swing off of turn 4. It's David Greenslit moving up to the 4th spot, trying to catch up to his longtime rival Justin Beecher, pacing that car. 16 out of 73 in the books right now. Don't want to beat the car up too much until you get close to the end, but you want to stay near the front so you can be there for the end. And that means that Greenslit's starting to move up. So is Tatro. Lindquist is getting pushed to the outside. Roby starting to close in on those 3 cars fighting for position. Up front, meanwhile, Riendo is stretching his lead over Brusso and Beecher. Then it's Greenslit. Tatro moves into 5th. Roby gets underneath Lindquist going for 6th. And Robert Hager's waiting to pick up a spot right along with him. A little rubbing going into the corner as the 85 of Roby leaned on Lindquist, wasn't able to make the pass, and Lindquist holds on to that spot. This is the battle going for 7th, 8th, and 9th. Chris Riendo traveling from here to the south and back all year long, getting competition on tracks very different from Claremont, getting so they can set that car up at will the way they need to run. Riendo not holding the horses back as he runs to catch up to the trailing cars in the field. The battle for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th has settled in pretty quietly now. There was a good battle going on, but Lindquist has solidified his spot in 6th, 7th. Here comes Roby again, dives inside, gets into him, sets him over a little bit. Little contact there. Roby trying to get into 7th spot behind Joe Tatro. He and Lindquist banging fenders coming off of turn 4. Something's going to have to give here pretty quick because the leader's closing in on the back markers. He's ticked off one. He's gotten another one coming up here. Chris Riendo closing in on David Thibodeau. $25 out of 73 in the books.
'26 lap in, 26 laps into this 73 lap event. Has been pretty much dominated right now by Chris Riendo. Andrew Brusso still in 2nd place. Justin Beecher is in 3rd. David Greenslit moving up through the field. Holding on to 4th place right now. But he's got a big challenge coming from Joe Tatro in the 73. Back in the field. Battles include the 85. The 85 of Brian Roby and Robert Hager. Hager is just behind Roby.
A lot of the action at the back of the field right now. Hagar trying to take on Brian Roby as they come up on David Thibodeau, Lindquist, and Sonhalter. Cody Schoolcroft has begun to make a move a little bit coming out of the pack, fighting for a while with the 79 of Trevor Rock. Roby's got a ways to go to catch the leaders. If there's not a caution, then it's going to be a long haul for anyone that's a half a lap behind Riendo, who's now stretched his lead through turns 1 and 2. He's halfway down the backstretch as they come off at 2. Andrew Brusso trying to stay with him. He's getting pressure now from Justin Beecher and David Greenslit. Joe Tatro sitting comfortably in 5th right now. Roby's up to 6th, Hager 7th. 8th is Lindquist, almost lost it in front of Sonhalter. Lindquist may be burning up that right rear. In the 35, Sonhalter trying to pick up a spot. Schoolcroft in the orange 55 could pick up some time here as they keep on going. And our pole sitter, J.D. Stockwell, is way back in the field right now. Chris Riendo In fact, we'll be closing in on 2 more of the back markers. Greenslet starting to put a little pressure on the 55 of Beecher now. Taking a couple of shots going into the corner to see how he's setting the car up, and whether he can find a weakness to get by them. They've battled for the Belt Championships and National Division III championships for several years, a couple of years back. Greenslet lets off a little bit, make sure the car doesn't get overused. Robert Hager, who was really pushing some pressure on Brian Roby for a while, has begun to fall off the pace. We have gotten to halfway for the Riendo team, and here is Scotty Schoolcroft in the back of the pack, getting underneath the 35 of Lindquist, and Sonnhauser's going to go right along with him. It's a good thing because Riendo's coming down to cross the stripe and complete 40 out of the 73 laps. Working around the back marker in the 11 of Ryan Bell. Lindquist now slipping to the back. Gets passed by both Cody Schoolcroft and the 33 of Matt Sonnhalter. Passing flag for J.D. Stockwell and David Thibodeau as the leader comes by, picking off the back markers. Brusso, Beecher, Greenslet, and Tato stay in the top 5, but Brian Roby is closing in on them pretty gradually, but the distance gets smaller and smaller for that 2 through 6 position. And we now have 30 laps left out of 73. Lap 43 in the books, 30 to go.
44 laps in. 44 laps in, and Riendo, no problems. There is a problem, though, for Andrew Brusso. Andrew Brusso continues to be pressured by Beecher and also David Greenslet. And Tetro as well in the 73. It's a battle for second, third, and fourth right now, as Riendo is about to lap J.D. Stockwell. J.D. Stockwell started in the front row of this race, faded quickly as soon as the race began. Something definitely happened between qualifying, our heat race, and the feature tonight for the 43. Still close. Brusso, Andrew Brusso, Justin Beecher, David Greenslet, and Joe Tatro. This is where the action is. Caution free, 48 laps in. Caution free, 48 laps in of a 73 lap event.
Riendo crossing the stripe to complete 49. There'll be 23 to go next time around. A little bit of a heart-stopping moment when the 81 of Brusso and the rest of the guys challenging for that second spot slipped by of the lap traffic. They've got a ways to go to catch up to Riendo. The full straightaway, he just steadily extends his lead. He's learned how to set up for these long races, and his travels around the east coast of the U.S. from here all the way down to the Carolinas and Florida. Gets underneath J.D. Well, J.D. working around the lap traffic. At least he can feel he's passed somebody. But now Beecher's starting to really put some pressure on Brusso for second place. Brusso second, Beecher third, Greenslet fourth, fifth is Tatro. Running sixth right now, Brian Roby slowly closing in on those 4 race cars. Robert Hager's been left in the dust to fight with Cody Schoolcroft for position. Riendo down the backstretch. 20 laps to go. 20 laps left in this one. make that 19 as Riendo easily almost a half lap lead on the field. The real battle coming down to the final laps is going to be Brusso, Beecher, Greenslit, and Tatro. And they will be contending with lap traffic. And wait a minute, here comes Brian Roby, who was at least a straightaway behind that foursome. And all of a sudden, he's like 4 car lengths back, cut that down to 2 car lengths. And he's right there breathing on Tatro's back bumper. 2 wide coming off of, make that 3 wide coming off of turn 4. This is all at the back of the field as Riendo crosses the stripe to complete 57. And then you've got Beecher getting underneath Brusso. Brusso slipped up in turn 4. Beecher gets underneath. Greenslit goes with him. Tatro is right there, and here comes Brian Roby. The battle is second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And it's Beecher into second, Greenslit into third, Brusso hanging on to fourth. Tatro's about to dive underneath him into turn 3. That's going to be either a pass or a crash. And it's going to be a pass for Joe Tatro, and Brian Roby's right there to take advantage of it. Brusso's car has worn out. Beecher and Greenslit have got a long way to go to chase down your leader, who's coming off a 2 as they cross the stripe. 60 laps in, 13 to go. Justin Beecher, David Greenslit, 2 and 3, and Greenslit's trying to put the pressure on to get to 2. They've got J.D. Stockwell in the way. Tatro has fallen off the pace. Brusso's back to 6th. Up to 5th is Roby. A lot of experience on long-distance races from his modified racing. Right now, it's Beecher and Greenslit, 2nd and 3rd. Tatro 4th in this 73-lap event. Whoa, Riendo right through 3 lapped cars. And now there are 10 laps left. We have 63 in the books, 10 to go.
10 to go. No cautions, caution free. It's been all Riendo so far. All the excitement has happened about a half a lap back from Riendo with Justin Beecher and Dave Greenslit. The battle is for 2nd place. And Greenslit with a little bit of a tap right there on Beecher. Wow, Andrew Brusso's car just fell right off. And he is way back now. Andrew Brusso was in 2nd place for about 50 laps. But his car has fallen off. And David Greenslit and Justin Beecher have taken over. Beecher is in 2nd, then Greenslit, and then Joe Tatro trying to get a podium finish on what is obviously an important night for the team. Six laps to go. 5 now.
Your 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place cars coming off of turn 2 right now. Haven't made any changes. Riendo crosses the stripe to make it 70. 3 laps to go. 3 laps left. 2 to go when the leader comes off the corner next time. He's over in turn 4. Across the stripe. 2 laps to go for Chris Riendo. The battle for 2nd. And a caution. A caution as Brusso spins with 2 laps left. We thought we'd make it 73 laps without a caution. And Andrew Brusso's car that ran so well in second started to fade and then let go on him in turn 2 and brings out the caution. That will tighten the field up. And Chris Riendo, who had a half-lap lead on the field, will now have everybody sitting right there on his back bumper. Brusso hustling around. I think he wants to try to get to the pits or the back of the field. Don't know which. Back of the field. So now you've got Chris Riendo in the Ford Vermont, the 55 with Justin Beecher, the 20 in David Greenslit, Joe Tatro sitting in 4th in the 73, and Brian Roby, who started deep in the field, had worked his way up to a close 5th place, is now going to be even closer. He'll be starting on the inside of row 3. It'll be Riendo and Beecher, then Greenslit and Tatro. Brian Roby and Cody Schoolcraft has suddenly become a factor here. Everybody gets a chance to catch their breath. The track is cleared. Going to be a dash for the last 3. You're going to get the 81 back into his spot. Okay. Steve Grant is ready. Double them up, guys. Let's go. Last chance. The tires have cooled. This could be a little bit dicey. The strategy for a long-distance race becomes a Saturday night shootout. Lights are out. Pace car starts to open up the distance. It's going to be Chris Riendo, Justin Beecher, David Greenslit, Joe Tatro, Brian Roby, and Cody Schoolcraft. What you'd expect to see for a finish on a Sunday evening. Here they come. Green is on the way, right up to the wall. Riendo, Beecher on the outside, Greenslit right there. Beecher slips up, Greenslit moves to second spot. Here comes Joe Tatro on the outside. They are charging hard. 2 laps to go now. Riendo, Greenslit, Beecher, Tatro, Schoolcraft. Tatro trying to work his way underneath Beecher and snag that spot away. White flag is in the air. We're bringing it down to the finish. Chris Riendo, David Greenslit, Joe Tatro moves into 3rd at the line. Justin Beecher on the outside. Here comes Cody Schoolcraft. The checkered waves. The Joe Tatro, Richard Tatro Memorial win goes to Cody. Chris Riendo. Riendo picks up the victory. David Greenslit goes second. Joe Tatro picks up a podium finish in the memorial race for Richard Tatro, and everybody else will go into the pits and load their cars and get ready for another one tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Steady as she goes, Chris Riendo set her up. I'm sure that's one thing that Kevin will ask him, was that car set up to go the distance? Because he certainly knows how to do it and stretched it out pretty nicely.
All right, here we go. He wants his checkered flag. That's what he wants. He's already got his helmet off. Who was thinking 1 caution for that 73-lap event? I don't know. It was almost caution-free. Very close. Very, very close. Our driver's doing such an excellent job. Riendo getting a little hydrated here. before he gets out of the seat. Here he is, your winner of the Tetro Memorial Race, Chris Riendo. Over here. Chris, what do you think? You were just going to drive away with that one and not have a big challenge there at the end? What do you think?
I was trying to save the stuff as much as possible, but keep a steady pace. Try to lap as many cars as possible because that's my goal always. I got to thank my father, Lightning Chassis, build a hell of a hot rod. My brother, all the crew that helps out. Uncle Scott Spalding for putting this car together for us to drive it. Ben Bushy's generator, Fraser's Place. Got to thank them wicked for coming on board. It's Automotive, Beverage, Turn Forward Podcast, and Cutting Edge Property Management, Greg Benson Auto Sales, and all the fans for coming out.
Did you count how many cars you passed, by the way?
I did not.
I wasn't either, but I had to ask.
Yeah, after the disappointment over at Oswego Friday night was pretty discouraging, but I got to thank Tetros for Joe Tetro and all his family for putting this show on. Ari Hinckley also for sponsoring our division.
You bet. There he is, Chris Riendo, checkered flag tonight here at Claremont as we move on. Dave. Now, that was a battle. We saw the 4 VT out in front, but the battle between second, third, and fourth for 73 laps was really something, and you end up in second.
Yeah, that battle with Beecher, that was fun. He chopped me a couple times there. I gave him a couple bumps to let him know I was there, and it was fun. It was a good race. Congrats to the 4 team. Congrats to Joey, and thanks for him for putting this on. I was trying to get 3 in a row in this one, but came up 1 spot short. I had to thank Vermont Cabinetry, LFOD Motorsports, Backwoods Trophy Outfitters, Harpoon UFO, Rocky Branch, who isn't here. He hurt his back as my crew chief, and we had to do it without him today. Hopefully he's back soon. So,
David Greenslit, second place here tonight in the big 73-lap event. Joe, come on over, man. I want to hear about Joe, the way you battled back, after that caution to grab the podium finish. I mean, tell me, bring me through those last couple of laps if you could.
I was actually sitting there and I think 5th begging for a caution with about 10 to go. I'm not sure I really wanted with 3 to go because I was kind of thinking it was kind of, it had been a clean race up until there and I wasn't sure if it was going to end that way. But hats off, and I thank everybody for coming out tonight. Thanks all late model guys, and I hope the fans enjoyed that. I hope my dad enjoyed it. Yeah. I'm going to cry, so I got to stop.
Well, it's all right. Be emotional. That's completely cool. I know, your entire family and your crew, putting this together for you guys tonight. And 73 laps. It was a great race.
It was a good time. And I have to thank all those guys over there because they stick behind me. And I came here on Wednesday, and the nerves got to me. And that black mark right there on the fence, that's for me. So I wrecked all by myself in practice. And my guys busted their butt. Nate Kelly and Cody Schoolcraft at 360 Race Designs, Matt. They busted their butt to fix my mistake, and the car was pretty fast. I think it was actually quicker than third, but I was watching a pretty good battle in front of me there. I was hoping Slitty would move me out of the way because that's what had to happen because he was certainly blocking. But great job to everybody, and thanks to all the fans for coming out. Appreciate Claremont Motorsports Park, too, because they did a lot, and the fireworks for my dad were pretty cool. So thank you.
Very good. Joe Tetro, 3rd place tonight. That's big podium finish. We're going to see you right back here tomorrow afternoon. All the fun, Labor Day racing right here at Claremont Motorsports Park. You have a great night, everybody.
Can I get a top 3, please?
Sure.